puff it up. Watch out for season with people, you know fi trust. Some of them too bad mind and coffee shots. Remember one time gone? Before you link with Len, you have to link with Nuffy Fuss, Nuffy Fuss. You know fi fight, you know fi fuss. Before you turn a big dog, you was a puppy fuss. Puppy fuss. Stop fight the youth and say them Nuffy boss. Nuffy boss. Mind them send you to the dust to dust. Me no join the bag of chatting, me no long talker. Coulda was some boy I pray them drink the wrong water. Them can't set me up, them can't ambush me. If you no boy try, knock out me skull and then them laugh after. Hot spliff, man a bun a hot spliff. Gyal a wine, get me active, get me active. Violate, get your casket, get your.
I would tell you guys right now that I have been drinking prior to the show. So I have been a little behind, a little trying to get everything together. I hope you guys can hear me well. The microphone is here, but I hope you guys can hear me well. And if you don't mind, I just have to have one little brief intermission because I hear somebody who is under 4 feet speaking. So if you don't mind, just give me a hot second. A hot second. Yes, Lionel. Not tipsy yet. Just, 2 or 3 more drinks, I might be there. So I'm gonna slow it down with a little ganja. But just give me like 3 seconds. And I am here. Welcome on this Friday night. Welcome to the Reasoning with Roz here on YouTube. And here with me, the Ganja crew. Those in the chat, if you don't smoke or if you do smoke, it really don't matter. As long as you're over here in this chat, you are a part of what is called the Ganja crew. Those that partake in reasoning. Anyhow, it's been a long week. Some of y'all got jobs. I hope the majority of the people who come in the chat tonight have jobs. Some of y'all got families. Families. And some of you might be husbands and wives, mothers and fathers. All that good stuff, So the week could be long because you have so many responsibilities and roles that you have to people in your life and those outside of your life. And then we have YouTube, whereas YouTube was supposed to be a place, at least I thought, where you just hear a little good banter, a little conversation, some music, some debates every now and then. But now it's turned into the devil's workplace, the devil's graveyard. It's just out of control. And those who I think are at the brunt of it are who are feeling the most heat and being threatened by these messages that are put out here are that the whole social whatever media world can put out is women. And in particularly, y'all know, those that look like me and share this skin. But before I get into all of that, I want to say happy Friday to you all. If you have not subscribed to the channel, please subscribe to the channel. If you have not shared the live, please do that as well. If you have not hit the like, that I would greatly appreciate. And at the end of this live, if you could, please come back and leave a comment. My Cash App, because I know you guys love me out in this world and you know that I smoke J's and, papers. And I spend my time up here with y'all. And sometimes I get besides myself. Like, I don't need you to buy the green, but send your girl a donation for a paper. But that is Rise Girl 37. I know you guys don't want to contribute to any type of drug use. So this is medicinal, medicinal, medicinal. Thank you guys for coming over here. As you know, we puff, we sip, we vibe, and we reason. So whatever your jug of choice is or your wind down of choice is, please do it responsibly. Don't go out and get in your car and be belligerent. Don't be hollering at your wife. Don't be cussing out your husband. Don't be popping off your neck tonight. When you come on the panel, please have respect for each other. Don't be loud and screaming. Don't be cutting off. And more importantly, let's address each other with some type of, respect and dignity. If you could, please refrain from the word NIG. And we're going to go into that. Ninjas, I don't even want to hear that. Like, people got a name, whatever their avatar name is, or all of that, let's do that. Thank you for those who are always here in the chat. Lionel Suggs, 7 Still, thank you very much, and good evening to you. John Logic, thank you so much, sir. Salute to you. My girl here for the tea has crept up and popped up in the chat early. Thank you so much for joining. So, you guys, thank you. The school year has ended. I don't know how it is looking for you guys in Texas, because I really can't remember in the last 2.5 years that I've been here, but I have been going back and forth. But the school year has ended. So some of y'all got to rearrange y'all work schedules, find some babysitters. If y'all got some older kids, then y'all good to go. But a person like me, got a little munchkin. I got a little one, still need a babysitter, still need a nanny. Can't walk to school by herself, can't stay at home by herself. So, the stress that comes with that. But my little one is going to be traveling down south, because we got to keep the roots up in her, and got to keep her grounded. So she will be traveling down south to go be with her grandparents this summer, for a month, and we're going to bring her back up here. But the interesting and fun part is that we are driving there. And that trip from DC, I believe, in the DMV area is like 23 hours. So we're going to get that thing popping. Going to try to do a little sightseeing and stuff in about 3 days, or probably 2, because I got to get to work on Monday. So the plan is to get back before Monday. You don't want to call off, because y'all know the issues that I had. And if I could tell you that it's gotten better, I would definitely be lying to you guys. But we'll go back there soon. Anyways, the kid is out of school. The kid is packing that suitcase. Gotta get you up out of here. So, parenting and motherhood is lovely, but sometimes we could have a little break, just a little break. Besides that, my baby girl is also a cheerleader. Y'all remember I told you I was trying to do toe touches at my big age of over 40. So I was taking her to the park. We was jumping, running, stretching, doing everything we do. And granted, it's not that uncommon for me, because I'm always working out. But I ain't stretched my legs, and as far as toe touching, go there. Okay, let me come back. Let me come back. As far as cheerleader toe touching, haven't done all of that yet. So, I had to get that right. And in the motion of jumping all at once. So that's a whole different ball game. Cheerleading, toe touching. Have not done that in quite some time. So having a kid with that, and, doing the splits and stuff, she's got that down packed, thank God. And the whole flipping and tumbling into the split. And what that girl do? Made the cheerleading team. Can I say that I am a proud mother? So, her favorite restaurant is Chick-fil-A. So we ordered some Chick-fil-A. I don't care what y'all got to say. Chick-fil-A is damn near $18. A whole $20 bill for a 1 8-year-old kid. So, Thank God for blessings. Thank God for jobs, energy, and the will to keep going and making money. Hey, DJ MFB, thank you so much for joining. Hey, D, thank you so much for joining. I'm happy to see you. What's good, Roz? I like those Sally Raphael glasses. Yes, indeed. You see them? Y'all know I have been without glasses for a month now. I lost all 3 pair, one on the plane. And then that next week after I came from Texas, I lost another one. I think somebody stole them from work and then dropped them somewhere on the train, that other pair. Here for the T is speaking to MFB, and D is saying hey to here. Here for the T is also speaking to D. So if you guys haven't spoke to her, please speak to my girl. If you guys have not subscribed to her channel, she does have a channel called Child Listen Podcast, and she's also on, I believe, Radiohead, Studio Head, Stereo Head. But when you guys go to her channel, she'll have that and you'll be able to see that as well. She plays a lot of music. So follow her. Also follow Chaotic Truth Live, Chaotic Truth Reacts, Midlife Bro Logic. Happy birthday to him. Happy birthday to you. If you guys haven't subscribed to his channel, please subscribe and go leave a little comment and tell him happy birthday because the man is getting up there. This might be risky. Also subscribe to him. What's up, Moses? I haven't seen him lately. What's up with you, Moses? Because we ain't seen you. But if you can, please subscribe to his channel as well. You guys, there's a lot of channels out there, and I can't sit up here and tell y'all all that. All I can do is let you know the most important people who support me, and first and number one is Chaotic Truth Live. So as I said, make sure you guys get to his channel. And based off all the hoopla that I've heard this week on Chaotic Truth Live, the disgusting rhetoric that I've heard this week on Chaotic Truth Live, I'm going to start smoking early tonight. I don't really think I really wait that long, but I'm going to start smoking early tonight. But on the Chaotic Truth Live show, and all the followers and supporters that he have, which we love and adore so much. You know, they've had a lot of things to say. You know, on his channel, they talk a lot about politics, races, race relations, and all of those things. But one of the most damning things that I heard this week. Hey, Mr. Speak On It. How are you doing? And good evening to you. Thank you for supporting me the other day on that chat and bringing me back up there. But one of the most damning things that I am hearing, and as I go back to what I said, the people who are the most endangered out here in this social media world, specifically the YouTube world, because that's where I see a lot of the lingo at, are women, and specifically Black women. I've heard the most horriblest things. I've heard that we got attitudes, we stink, our hair is fake and ain't real. We're unlovable, unkind, don't listen, lazy, baby mamas, feet ashy, elbows ashy, don't clean out the ring from the bathtub, don't work. Our men don't love us. No, you didn't, Lionel. I know he didn't say I agree already. What else have I heard? Can't keep a man, sharing men because they got a baby daddy over here and a baby daddy over there. I've heard such horrible, horrible things about me, the Black woman, about Here for the Tea, the Black woman. People who are mothers and paid taxpayers in this world, and people who vote, and all grouped into what Black women are. And what we are is definitely not what the masses thinks. And I can say that. Why? Because I am a Black woman, raising a Black woman. Black daughter going to be a Black girl, then she's going to be a young woman, and then she's going to be a woman. And then my Black mama raised me, and her grandma raised her. And I know my homegirls been raised by Black women, and those women are not what these people, they say our fingernails taste like salt. They say our lips are big and horrible. Our eyes are unleveled and our brains are unbalanced. Like, this is what the people are saying about those who look like me. They used to say us black women were the most educated, had the most degrees than their counterparts, black men. Now they say we're the most enrolled in school. We're the most enrolled in school. That's how much people don't want to, you don't even got to praise us, but, just some type of love, just some type of love. Little love. We don't even get that. We don't even get that. Black men who make black babies with black women after they done lived with the woman, paid bills with the woman, sat up with the woman, called her the night before, and some more. After they done did all that, they say, "Oh, she nasty. Her attitude nasty. You can't speak to her. You can't do this." I heard somebody tell me I can't speak because I'm a woman. Because I am a woman. Y'all know what I told him? I told him that I would put his private parts in a bag, nice little cute little bag, like how the people pick up the poop when they walk in their animals, and hand them to him. I can't really take too much disrespect. I can take disrespect because I got tough skin, but from a white man, it's not happening, because in this platform and in these spaces, I see it as he intentionally got up here to disrespect me today. And I'm just not going to be the one. I don't even see black men stand up for the black woman when she being cussed out, calling them bitch. Never see that. Never. I don't see it. What happened? I don't even see them say to the white man when they call him an NIGGR. What world are we living in? Are we in 1942, 1959, 1922, when a white person can sit right on the side of you, laugh in your face, giggle with you, call you a little black nigger boy, and laugh with you, and you say, "Yes, sir, massa, it's okay"? What? And then they ask the question, where is racism in 2024? You can't see it because you accept it so well. You can't see it because you glaze at it and play with it so well that you can't see that you're the product of it. You are the victim of it. You are the product of it, and you're going through it every day, just cackling, goosing and giggling, shucking and driving. It's not cute. It's never cute when a black woman has to defend herself, and then in the midst of her defending herself, because she has to defend herself, she's not defending herself against other women. It's men with austerious voices and aggressive tones. I'm gonna paint it all on there. Yeah, it's men who are trying to silence her. Like, this is one person that I've seen, and they're attacking her. And when this woman speaks up for herself, they say, "Oh, that's what the black woman do." What Malcolm said. Can y'all hear me? What Malcolm said? Malcolm said, the person in the world who is unloved the most, unprotected the most, is the black woman. That's what Malcolm said when Malcolm was alive. How many years removed? Rest in peace, Malcolm Harvey. How many years removed? And we still ain't protected. Yeah, our man's protect us if we got a man in our life. Our brothers protect us if we got a brother in our life. But every man feel like every woman is supposed to take leadership and direction for them because they speak. And it matters what type of relationship they have with them. They feel that Every woman is supposed to take some type of leadership from them. So they tell them to shut up, not knowing that this woman might got a husband, kids, sons that protect her, or anything. Women don't have to take leadership, and women don't have to follow every man who she speaks to. And for every man to think that, and I won't even say every man, I say the majority of them, and a majority based on what I see out here in this world. In this world, she don't have to do that. And you're sadly mistaken. Sadly mistaken. And then they'll say the black woman don't listen. No, the black woman knows that she's not going to be led by some man who has no type of kinship or love for her. And you blatantly put that out there. There's no love, no brotherhood, no sisterhood, no none of that. No, none of that. And then it's the women, because then there's a group of women out here somewhere, I feel they want to be accepted by men. Want to be patted on the back, want to be on the good ship, on the good boat. And they go against their own woman, whether she black or white, they go against that sister. Because in gender, we the same. We can do the same things with our body. We do the same things in the world. We walk in the same shoes to some degree. Don't live the same exact life, but we know what it is to be a woman. And whether that's hard for you or easy for you, you still can relate to another woman. And then you partake in tearing down another woman. Sad shit. I think it's really sad. But I go on to say, why is those who look like me unloved, unprotected, uncared for? When some of us have birthed black babies, y'all black babies, because y'all might got a black woman sitting on the side of you. You might go to a black woman house every Sunday and eat home cooked meals. You might call a black woman up every other Saturday. Hey, grandma. Hey, mama. How you doing? And then you bring yourself up here and say some shit about we ain't shit. We ain't shit. And them same women let you suck on their breasts so you can eat and live. They got their vaginas tore up, stomachs cut up to bring you into this world, and you say we ain't shit. They ain't out here crying about the men who left them, because y'all cry more about the women who don't have men than the women cry about the men in their lives when they don't have one. Y'all cry more about the women who don't have men than the women cry about it in their own lives. That's some sad shit. Really sad. Really sad. But we not loved for some reason. I grew up, my mom always told me I was beautiful, so you not too many people can tell me anything. And some people might find that cocky or conceited, but if you don't stand up for yourself, or if you don't know it yourself, you will let these people out here, you will let these people have you believing that you really ain't nothing, that you need their validation. But you don't need their validation, because you see and you know what black women do every single day. Whether that black woman in your life, you know if that black woman over there has did something for her family or is doing something. The sheer disrespect. The sheer disrespect. I don't know what to say. I think I done said enough, but I done said enough. I'm gonna let y'all come up here and speak if y'all want to. I'm gonna even let the white people come up here and speak, because over here it's about we don't always have to agree, but all we gotta do is have an understanding, because that's what the reasoning is, understanding where somebody else is coming from. So if you feel that way, stand on it and defend it. And if someone else has to stand on it and refute it, be adult enough, mature enough, wise enough, open enough to listen and hear first. I mean, I don't feel it's funny, but I am who I am. People might think I'm too emotional. People might think I care too much for the black race. I love the black race because everything in my life is about the black race. I got a black child, a black man, a black brother, a black family. I'm taking care of black kids. I'm living in this black world because my world is black. And if your world is multicultural, it's beautiful. And if your world is white and bright, that's beautiful too. But do you really have to tear down everybody else to say that the life that you was born into, privileged to have? Because I always say that I'm privileged to be a beautiful black woman in this world, thriving and surviving with my black girl magic. I would say that's a beautiful life. But yeah, what y'all say? I see y'all up in here. Let me go here. Here for the T says speak. Here for the he's speaking ahead. These black women be wilding though. Where the good ones at? Okay, where you looking at, Lionel? Here for the T. Thanks for standing up for us. We aren't all bad. We sure ain't. Lionel Suggs says, I'm joking, black women. Black men be brainwashed to hate black women. What? Especially since the pandemic. Crazy shit. You see more black men with white women more than ever. Wow. But Lionel says, but we aren't going to pretend that an overwhelmingly amount of bad seeds some black women aren't highlighted. Lionel, you really get on my nerves. Mr. Speak on it. Plus, I wasn't even cool with how everyone was attacking Mimi, even though even Tough Guy, dumbass. Yeah, Tough Guy was tripping that day. I don't know what he was going through or what he was thinking. All right. Or if he came in on the conversation late or something. Here for the T says it's prevalent. Lionel, you already know. Helping Hand. Hey, Helping Hand. Thank you for joining. I saw Difficult Dennison in the chat. Thank you, Difficult Dennison. Yes, even white people can come up here and talk about how much they love and dislike the black woman and why. But the question is, are we unloved and why are we unloved? DJ MFB here for the T. Salute. Speak on it. Salute to you. And what was Tough Guy saying? I missed that part. Tough Guy just was laughing and giggling and all of that as they were going in on home chick Mimi. And I just really thought that it was uncalled for. But even after that, more shows followed, and I just heard just messages of how people really dislike a black woman. I always say whenever we speak for ourselves, if we have to speak up for ourselves, then we're loud, and she got an attitude, and she a bitch. What are we supposed to do? Because it don't even matter in my opinion, and you can correct me if I'm wrong. It doesn't even matter if we come there graceful or if we come there on it don't even matter. But most times we come there on 5.5, and that 5.5 is because I'm gonna go ahead and I'm just gonna go ahead and just try to get this done. I'm gonna hope that you don't, disrespect me because you already did it. But I'm still be graceful. And even if we are graceful, it's still because she's black, because she got them dreads, them braids, that weave, that whatever she got. Oh no. She got that neck going. Oh no. It's hard. But who's gonna defend her? She's supposed to defend herself without all of this. Foolish. Pure foolishness is what I call it. Black men don't even, and my husband was like, you can't expect people to feel that way that you feel if they not like a pro-black person. And I wasn't trying to hear all that, but I listened to him. And then I was like, you don't have to be pro-black just to have some respect, because people just do not have any type of respect for us. Like, they don't. And we aggressive? We look like men? That's what I heard. We aggressive And we look like men. And y'all know I'm shaved off and everything, but I had that little alopecia thing, and I was trying to keep my hair, but it don't even matter. It don't even matter. We don't look like men. Like, what is wrong with y'all? There are cultures of women out here with football backs, and y'all always say that we look like men. We don't even got the football backs. I have someone in the back, you guys. I'm going to bring him up. Dennison, how are you doing?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm well. I love your avatar. That beard is really doing it for me there.
Excellent.
Yeah, so happy Friday to you. Did you have a
Happy
I'm sorry, go ahead.
Happy Friday. You look amazing.
Oh, thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Was your week long or was it peaceful and just walked on into Friday?
Peaceful and walked on into Friday.
Oh, okay, okay. We also have Speak on the panel. Thank you so much, Speak for joining. Happy Friday to you, sir.
That's a cool avatar.
Yes, he
And
Salute.
so we are talking about, is she who looks like me, the black woman, unloved? Since you were up here first, Dennison, what do you
Probably,
think?
yeah.
Well,
Generally speaking, yeah. I think it's pretty obvious.
wow.
Black women are not appreciated right now.
And you feel just right now, do you feel that there ever was a time that black women were appreciated?
I mean, let's see. I don't know. I'm because all I can speak for is right now, right? But if I had to guess, it's probably always been that way.
Mm.
Like in America in the last several like few hundred years. You
Mm-hmm.
know, like a pre the Constitution, colonial America up until now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean the it men like the way that the sexual marketplace gets distributed.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, it's clear men where they prioritize their whatever the races or whatever you want to call it skin colors. I think
Mm-hmm.
Asian women are at the top,
Mm-hmm.
and I
Mm-hmm.
think black women are at the bottom.
Oh, okay. Okay. Thank you for that, Dennis. And I am going to get back to you. DS, thank you for joining and happy Friday to you. How are you doing tonight?
Man, I'm doing great, man. How about y'all, man? How y'all doing?
We're lovely tonight. I was asking the question about is she who looks like me unloved, and Speak was next to answer that question. Speak, how are you doing and what do you think about tonight's question?
very interesting question indeed. But before we get into it, I do want to say, I was going to support you when you came up there. If old dude would have
Thank you.
matched that, I would have matched it. Not because that's normally not my style. I throw like five here, five there. But you were like cooking, and I was like, oh hell no, he ain't fixing to cut you off.
Thank
Put
you.
her back in there.
I really appreciate that. Thank you. So, what do you think about this black woman thing and the love that she doesn't receive out here in these spaces?
Ah, I'm gonna say it's yes and no because I see y'all get love and then I see y'all get hated on. So I'm not gonna sit here and say that y'all just get hated on and that's it. Because I see on these spaces a lot of people showing y'all love, but that's just me personally.
You're muted.
Oh, I thought it was me.
Thank you. I was saying, I rarely do I see it. I feel that if I'm not in my hotel community, that I don't necessarily feel it over here in these spaces. And then and what bothers me the most is when I hear black men speak on black women, like in such a gruesome way, in the way that they speak on it. Thank you so much, Speak, for that. I'm going to come back to you. D, how are you doing? And I know you have some things to say about the black woman.
Yo, what's up? How y'all doing, man? Look, I just want to say this, man. See, it's like this, and I'm gonna keep it real, man. See, the reason why black women get that kind of like negative, get that negative, whatever the fuck. I can't think of the word right now. I'm kind of high, but the thing is
Connotation.
this. The thing is this. Y'all don't be policing the whole shit that y'all see out here and the negative shit that y'all see out here with other young women. I see that with the older women. You know what I'm saying? They don't be correcting these young women and getting them back on track. They just be co-signing the whole shit. Like Sexy Red and all that dumb shit. See, that's why like y'all get like a bad rap at times because like y'all don't police each other. You feel me? Like y'all just be doing just the most. Like, let's be honest. I mean, who twerking in restaurants? It ain't white women. It ain't Asians. You know what I'm saying? Like, who doing all this dumb shit? You feel me? Like, and it ain't all y'all that's doing it. But I'm saying it's just the ones that aren't doing it, they're like, oh, well, she's just having fun. They're just going along with it. You feel me? Not policing each other and shit. And real shit, I'm gonna keep it real. Like with black men, though, it goes both ways. 'Cause look, I'm gonna say this: with black men, we've been brainwashed to not love black women and not respect black women. Like we gotta start saying something too. You feel me? Like we gotta start, you know. Saying something about this shit that's going on. You know what I'm saying? Instead of just sitting back and just judging and stuff. Like motherfuckers got to be fathers out here today, young women, because it's too much shit out here to influence women is to be whores and just to be Jezebels and wild and shit.
Okay. Okay. Thank you for that, D. When you say older women, and I would put myself in, in that group, what should the older woman do when you say policing? Should she not sing lyrics, watch particular movies, go up to a chick and say, yo, you shouldn't wear that? Like, what do you think? How should we do this?
Well, the thing is this: there's too many of these young mothers out here that are like my age that's still in that high school mind state, and they're passing that on to their daughters, and they're not ever like growing the fuck up. You feel me? And they got to start like pulling these girls to the side, be like, look. Especially the ones that done kind of ruined their life and stuff. Well, not ruined their life, but like they kind of, they've done some shit. You feel me? So they need to they need to just pull these young women to the side and just tell them like, look, you don't want to do all this, you don't want to be sleeping around, you don't want to be doing all this ratchet shit, especially in this era because everything's recorded and on social media and shit. It's gonna be there forever. So it's like you gotta chill. I mean, it's like that type of stuff's been going on forever. You know what I mean? Like they just had that freak neek shit. I don't know if y'all saw that. It was just crazy. Just seeing that stuff is still going on today, 30 years later. It's just people just putting it on the internet now.
Yeah, I definitely was at a Capitol Beach party in my younger years.
See,
But I'm saying though, we're living life, we're
yeah,
experiencing things, but that doesn't make me the woman that I am today. That experience probably taught me some things and I learned something from it, but I am not who I am because of that. And a lot of times women get a bad rap for it because of who they are. Most times we are the ones who are left with the towing carriage. Like if you're pregnant and you have this child and that man chooses to go, the only thing that you hear talked about is the single black woman. And
yeah,
the single black woman is always looked at in the worst light as if there aren't single white women out here or single Hispanic women out here. Not a lot of Hispanic women out here single and having babies. But there are some Caucasian women out here, and we get we just get marked horribly. You even talk about the twerking in restaurants. When white people twerk in restaurants and other races twerk in restaurants, they're glorified for their behavior. They're like put on a pedestal. But when we do it, it's debauchery and it's the lowest thing ever. Why is that? Like I'm not understanding that. Does anybody want to speak on that?
I don't have much constructive to offer. I can just tell you how I feel about it, which is I think twerking's gross, period.
Mm.
And I don't like whatever color it is. And I don't know. Is it black culture? Is twerking part of black culture? Like I would say the blues and jazz are is
Mm-hmm.
black American music for
Mm-hmm.
sure. You can't lie about that. Is twerking is it the same thing?
A lot of people. Well, I know some content creators might say that twerking is black culture. When I think of twerking, the rump shaking or the bottom shaking, I think of Miami and things of that nature. So where it originated from in this landscape of music and dance and the culture, I don't necessarily know, and I don't think that it is our culture. I mean, I think that it's something that is going on right now that's a craze, but it's not black people's culture, in my opinion. I could be wrong.
Would the way it's sold to me anyway, as someone who did not grow up in black culture, obviously,
Mm-hmm.
is it's African,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't even know if that really translates to black American to begin with. If you think about it, right?
So
But
T here says that Africans been twerking for a million years. So
yeah, this is what I'm
traditional
wondering.
dance, tribal dances. I guess so. Then, if we want to go there, hey King Shinar, how you doing? Thank you for.
What about you? Do you consider yourself African American?
I consider myself a Black American.
You don't consider Africa part of your ancestry or heritage or culture, or maybe just culture.
I don't consider Africa part of my nationality. I do consider it that I might have some roots from there specifically where I don't know, but my family is from the Caribbean. They're from St. Lucia. So I mean we're all intertwined somehow. But when I think about my allegiance is to America first. It because I was born here. I'm not gonna have any greater life anywhere else than in America, the place where I was born.
Yeah, and see, to me, you and I, we share more of a common culture than you and someone who lives is from whatever insert Africa here. But
Mm-hmm.
that's just from my perspective.
Mm-hmm. Thank you for that question. Speak. What would you say? He asked me? Do I consider myself African American and of African culture and things of that nature? Well, what is your stance on that?
Like, what do I consider myself?
Yeah.
I mean, I guess you would say because I'm not with that whole FBA stupid movement. I ain't with that shit. But I
Mm-hmm.
mean, on the grand scheme of things, I would say I'm black. But even that's a misnomer because technically, all these black people over here are different variations of the color brown.
Mm-hmm.
So, but if you want to put a label on it, I guess you would say Black American.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Indeed. What's your is? What is you?
Say what?
He asked me, would I consider myself Black American or African American? Do I consider myself from Africa? Things of that nature. What do you consider? Do you?
I consider myself Black American. You know what I mean? Cause I ain't. I mean, I don't know, man.
And I think that's interesting that you say that because most people would think that we would probably say, "Oh, we African American and we from Africa." That's the message that's been pushed, as if people
Right.
don't um, have other um, origins of life or of their lineage. Like we're. I just think it's crazy, but more so to the fact of black women. I think that it was Dennison when you said that on a sexual part or something. The we're low on the totem pole. I hear that often too. I hear that men will degrade us on shows or on radio and in media, and then like they will sexualize us in such a way
Yeah.
like I can sleep with her, but I can never like make her mine or put her in my life. And I think that to me is who Lord. Because I don't want to put my personal shit out here how I feel. But that is a problem to me. And when I see that, it's like, oh, so we're good enough to sleep with, but not good enough to even have like put on a pedestal. Like you
I
guys
was
do that?
I was thinking the same thing when I was saying out loud how the distribution is low for black women, because what it seems like men want, just by the numbers, I have no idea, you know,
Mhm.
but is they want like an Asian woman who has as black features as possible, you know, like because that's what's attractive.
Out of here. I'm sorry, Dennison. Go ahead.
Um, One thing D made me think though while he was talking was again, this is doesn't mean anything except my perspective, but um, I used to think of black girls as more conservative than white girls, like in my neighborhood growing up and in general. And
Hmm.
I'd say I don't think that way anymore. It seems to have flipped somehow culturally. Like
Now,
you used to get the impression, like if you're gonna go talk to a black girl, she's probably very religious. Her father's probably very strict, and you behave yourself even more so than you would with the average, you know, white chick from the block, so to speak.
oh wow, oh
Can,
wow, I can definitely see that. I
can I
was,
touch on that real quick?
yeah,
What he just
definitely,
said, and
yeah.
he's got a point there because like I'm probably a little bit older than most of y'all on the panel, but
Yeah, white bitches always been going, man. Like that's just how it is, bro. That's where black women learn how to be hoes from. Like when they did
Do
all
you,
that shit
can
in the
you let
'60s.
can you let
That's
speak,
they did
speak?
that shit in the '60s with the sexual liberation and all that. Like, and then black women just came behind them. My
I'm
bad,
sorry, speak.
bro.
no, he good, he good. But no, I was just gonna say that back when I was a teen, early 20s, it was almost impossible to find a black chick that would perform fellatio on you. Now, shit, they'll perform fellatio on you before they cook for you.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Back in the days, my grandma used to say it's just some things you don't put your mouth on. But as you grow older, and you know better, you do better. But or you do things differently. But I understand where you're coming from.
Well, I just think that because of the type of
Yeah.
music that's being promoted, the kind of artists that being promoted, and with this whole feminist thing, that it seems to me like black women have taken on to it, even though it's a detriment to them, that they become like sexually free, and now they just don't give a
Hmm.
damn. And then you
Yeah,
got a lot of black women born to single mothers, and let's be honest, you could raise a kid as a single mom, but it's probably pretty important to have the father there in your life. Because what I've seen with the ones that are out here stripping, doing all this crazy shit, is they learn this pattern from their mom, and that's not necessarily say that their mom was a stripper, but as being in a single mother home, they probably seen their mom getting having men come in through the different men come in every night, and that takes an effect on them, and they learn how to deal with men based on that, based on seeing those type of things. Same with the boys as well.
I'm sorry, I did something,
I was like, where'd Roz go?
and I was unable to.
Do you think that's the case though?
I missed all of that. Speak. Can you?
No, well, I just real quick, I was just saying that, based on a lot of our children are growing up in single parent homes, like you would think that they would learn patterns of how they're going to act as an adult from what they see with their mom. Like, for instance, if they see their mom, a female child anyway, would see their mom having different men coming in and out of the house every night, they going to probably turn out to be whores. With the boys, they're gonna not have respect for men because they see their mom dealing with these different men, and then like some might beat on them, some might talk crazy to them. So these kids end up having disrespect for people who look like them.
I can see where you're coming from with that. I I when I think of a single mom or a single father, I just don't think that they're the worst of society and that they're doing all this ratchet behavior. Um,
Yeah. I
But we
also don't
believe.
think that it's more like what you described, speak. I and this again because I did not grow up in a black community, but it does not. It doesn't seem to me like more black women are doing that. Like what I see surrounded by mostly white people and Asians is that it's the same behavior.
Well, now, yeah, now it is. It's kind of spilled over to all communities. I mean, like single parenthood is just not affecting the black community anymore. It's spilled over to white women, Asian women. But the difference is, like, let's say, for instance, an Asian person in their cultural land, whether it be Japan, China, if they end up being a single mom, they get shamed in their community.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's an American thing, though, right? To
Yeah.
not shame.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's what I was gonna say. So if we're black women in American culture, we're not necessarily shamed here, but we're not necessarily put on a pedestal either.
but when you have all these social programs that help a single parent, you're not actually promoting something good. Like I would say they should be promoting people to get married. Like make social programs where people get married, like money to get homes when you if you get married,
Mhm.
help out with school, just different things like that. Like, but to give all these social programs to single mothers, you're not promoting good culture right there just by that.
I
It's
think just don't take it away from mothers with fathers in the home, right? Like that's the real incentive there is that if a father is motivated to be in the same household, he's giving up benefits for his children, the mother as well, right? So I think don't take help away from people who need it. Just kind of level the playing field a little bit and um, don't make it so that if parents are working together, you get no help from the system that you're uh, essentially born a slave into.
Well, Denizen, I do believe that some people need the help, but when you have people that are on government assistance for generations, that to me is a problem.
Yeah, I think that generational welfare within a family definitely is a problem.
See, I think all generations born within the jurisdiction of the United States are entitled to what people call welfare.
Well,
Like
Okay.
yeah, if you need the
the
help,
the ratio of what the government takes
Mm-hmm.
compared to what we all contribute, like they owe us in perpetuity.
oh, I wouldn't doubt it at all. We don't get back damn near what we put into the system. But what I'm just saying is, I don't think anybody should be like I would say give a person a 10-year limit. But with that comes things like you shouldn't be able to fucking vote. Sorry about that, Roz. Because you're not contributing to society. If you're getting all these government handouts, you're not contributing to society. So take away your right to vote.
I think
Yeah,
it's a little extreme, like because people can be on welfare for numerous a myriad of different reasons. Like to take away someone's right to vote when people are getting unemployment, when people are like they get taxes and stuff taken out. Also, they have paid already into taxes when they probably was working and things of that nature. So to take away their voting rights, y'all don't think stuff like that is
Well, I'm just saying in the instance of you receiving welfare because you don't want to work. And let's be honest, there's a lot of people out here you know bullshitting the system. They could go out and get a job, but they don't want to because they like that government handout.
Mm-hmm. So it's ironic that we're on this because black women at one time were called a welfare queen. That was a term that they tagged and attributed to the black woman, basically. And it reminds me, of course, of my favorite movie besides Color Purple and Coming to America. It was Claudine. And Claudine was a woman in the movie with about 6 or 7 kids, and she had a black man in her life, a boyfriend or whatnot, and he was working and it was hard for them, and she was trying to work too. I think she was a nurse. Was Claudine a nurse? Have y'all seen that? Because that's the movie. But anyway, they attributed that term to a woman then, to a black woman then, as if we only produced babies and then stood in line for welfare. And now, even in 2000s, people are saying the same things about us as if we haven't broken away from that. Um, could it? What does that say about like our culture, as our culture of men and our culture of women, how we have relations with one another, how our families are built up? Why is that burden always put on a black woman? D, anyone?
Um, why is that burden put on black women? Because I'm gonna be honest, some of y'all want to be single mothers for real. Because it's like y'all just be too damn masculine at times. You know what I'm saying? And too headstrong and don't want to be submissive and shit. And that's why niggas be leaving y'all. Like y'all gotta stop with that shit, man. Just relax. I mean, look at you, Raj. You learned and you married. You
You get
feel
on
me?
my nerves.
So it's like. So it's like y'all like black women just gotta just chill a little bit. You know what I'm saying? That's why y'all don't get married. Like the numbers don't lie. And I love black women, but I gotta keep it real, man.
It
Mm,
does suggest that men find black women very sexually appealing, but not marriage material.
mm, mm,
The data suggests that.
mm-hmm.
Well, let me
Yeah,
ask you
because
this.
sometimes like when I say something like, "Hey, we going over here," sometimes I don't want to have a discussion all the time. You feel me? Like
But
it's just little
women
shit like it's
would
like
have a
little shit.
discussion.
It's just like little shit like that. Like like y'all just gotta learn to just play sidekick. You feel me? And let the man lead. You know what I'm saying?
Let me ask you this, Roz.
Uh huh.
Why? Because I do see this a lot. I do see, like, it seems to me like black women will have an easier time being submissive to a non-black male versus
Exactly.
a black male. Like they'll take
E-
any old white guy and be submissive to him. I
Yeah.
mean, they'll get the bottom shelf Brad and be
Mm-hmm.
submissive to him, but they can have a top tier black man, and it's all kind of strife within
Now
that
that's
relationship.
interesting.
I see that a lot. Now I'm not saying that these same women aren't submissive to black men because I don't necessarily know, but I do see black women placate to being super submissive to a white man. And I think that that is I think that is because that man is white and they think that he's better and they will do what's necessary to keep that person. I feel that they feel that if they were to lose him, then they're losing out on something. And if they're losing out on the black man, then they're not losing much.
Let's
Sad.
take Eve for example. Eve the rapper.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Look how she was when she was dealing with black men versus how she is when she's married to that billionaire.
Well, I mean, she was dealing with Stevie J. He's a horrible black man.
But that was her choice. She was dealing with scumbags. She didn't go find a good black man. She was dealing with a bunch of scumbags. We know Stevie J's track record.
Yeah, and I think that it just takes a particular man to let a woman be feminine and bring that out of her. And maybe it was this
Oh well, hold
really
on, hold on. I don't
bad.
mean to cut you off. I don't mean to cut you off, but you either got it or you don't. Okay, like can't
What?
no man. You either got the
No,
femininity or you don't. All right,
no, because
ain't no man bring that out of you. All right, you got it, you don't.
we see a lot of women having to go up against men here. You see a lot of women having to defend themselves and all of that. And a lot of women are standing alone. A lot of black women, unfortunately, are standing alone, but they are soft and submissive. And unfortunately, some haven't had that man be there to give them that. It's normally for some sexual desire or what they can get out of them, but opposed to investing in them and letting them know that you can rest your shoulders here and be vulnerable here, they don't necessarily get that. And when they see that white man, it might be appealing to them for those particular reasons.
Now, Roz, I will say this. Now, on the other end of that spectrum is Monique, because we know how Monique used to be. She was super
Yes.
masculine. Now she got a
Man,
man that she called daddy and
Yes.
yes, daddy. And I
Mm-hmm.
mean, she
Mm-hmm.
would kiss that man's feet now. So I,
Yes.
I think it's just all of the type of man that you choose to deal with.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, a
Yeah.
lot of
yeah.
black
What I've
women
seen.
deal with guys that are like just beta. You feel me? So they can just walk all over them and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the thing. Black men. I mean, black women really don't. Most of y'all really don't like strong dudes that's gonna lead and tell you to be quiet. But y'all definitely would do that for y'all white boss. If you tell your ass to stay up and do some overtime, you doing it. But if your man asks you to, hey, can you make me a sandwich? Oh, I just got off work. Fuck out of here.
Out of control. That is out of control. And I don't want to have no excuses or anything for that. But once again, when you look at your boss, you know that you're going to work every day and your work is being appreciated, because at the end of that, whatever time frame, you're getting compensated for that. And sometimes you're in long relationships, grueling relationships, and a person is not showing any type of appreciation at that time or in that moment, and you don't feel that. So sometimes they don't want to make that sandwich. D.
Hey, can you kick King Shenard out of the chat? I'm tired of hearing him. He's still going on about this everyone has the right to vote. Maybe that's the problem. Everybody shouldn't have the goddamn right to vote.
Speak.
No, no goddamn 18-year-old should be voting. I'm sorry. When I
Yeah.
was 18 years old, I didn't know shit about politics. I
Yeah.
was just picking shit because I was like, because I heard somebody tell me that I should pick this. I wasn't thinking for myself at that time. But I mean, let's be honest. Women don't have to sign up for selective service, so why should they vote?
Mm.
Yeah.
Oh wow. Oh
I
wow.
I mean, either way, I'm okay with men not having to sign up for selective service and then women being allowed to vote, or keeping it the way it was and women not being allowed to vote.
Yeah,
The
but
it,
then it said, why is it that we, as soon as we turn 18, bam, we gotta sign up for selective
men are
service, and
men are expendable, sir.
oh, I mean, yeah, I know it. We're the freaking donkeys of the society. The,
Second class citizens in a nation that we built.
we need cannon fodder. Sign up.
My thing is that shouldn't that, sadly, that's his role in the world and in this life for.
But then you're still gonna talk over me, argue with me, bob your head at me, raise your voice at me. So I gotta die for you, right? I'm a mule. I'm a workhorse. But then you're gonna bark at me when I come home all beaten up and bruised by the brutal world at the same time? Seriously?
Yeah, y'all supposed to be our peace,
This
not
is
our fucking second headache when we
Hey
come home.
Roz, I could be wrong. I'm just telling you how I feel.
Are y'all not supposed to be our peace? We supposed to go out there and get to it for y'all.
Oh,
When we come home, y'all supposed to take care of us, whatever way that means, whether it be cooking
Yeah.
for us, sexually, whatever the case may be. Y'all supposed to calm us down from this harsh world.
The
Not
things I do out there, you can't even imagine what I do for you to keep the roof over your head. If you saw it, it would turn your stomach. You'd be horrified. If I told you about it, if I just described how it made me feel inside, it'd be enough to destroy you.
yeah, that's why when we come home and we got to hear about your day, we really don't care because oh, you talking about, oh, well, so and so did this, and I don't feel like they like me. Like, do you realize what the hell I had to go through all day? That ain't nothing. You worked at a damn as a secretary assistant. This is
Everybody in society is nicer
Recess.
to you. Your job's already half as difficult as mine because all the requirements are lowered and everybody has to take into consideration your feelings and your well-being.
Hey, y'all live life on easy mode. Look, I'm gonna tell you like this: when I worked at FedEx and we worked on the line throwing these packages, we had a pretty Hispanic chick that worked on the line with us. Every time a heavy box came through, she'd have to go tap somebody on the shoulder. Can you help me with this? And everybody did that. So every man that had to do that, that's stopping him from doing his damn job.
so thank you guys for those sentiments, and thank you for that. I agree with you guys in so many ways. I think that a woman should take care of the man who she's with, that man who has chosen her to be in his life. I think that she should do all those things that you guys mentioned. But I also would
Here
like
we go.
I would also like to reference this.
I'm all for it.
Woman has to go out and work. She don't have to make no goddamn sandwiches, because in my opinion, like if she is out here 40 hours a week, you working 40 hours, she working 40. Granted, The jobs might not be the same, but she's out here just away from the family just as much as you, putting that same time in, having to come home, fend for these kids, like, and she's still obligated. You still feel that she's obligated to do it at that capacity for you.
Well,
Uh,
I look at it like this. Like, of course, this is not 1950s Leave It to Beaver shit. So because everything is so high, both the husband and the wife got to go out here and make it happen. But I believe, if y'all got kids, you should work out a schedule to where it works in y'all's favor, to where somebody could be at home with the children at all times, and then when that person goes to work, the other person is there for the children. So, that's just how I feel it should work out.
So Lionel says women are spending more time sheltering kids than raising them nowadays. Too many are expecting the teachers to raise their kids. Thank you for
yeah,
that.
we know the teachers aren't doing that.
Oh yeah.
So, I'm guessing, in my opinion, I am talking about the black woman who is unloved. You guys feel that you guys should be saturated in love and support more than the woman? Like, you guys need it more, the men of the world need it more than a woman does?
No, that's not what we're saying at all.
I'm asking. I'm just asking.
Nah, I'm
I mean, in
just
the
saying, man.
context in which I described it, sure.
Look, I'm just saying,
Inside
man.
my
After a
home,
long
after I've been brutalized by the world.
Look, after a long day, you know what I'm saying? I done worked hard. I done worked 12 hours a day. I think I deserve to get my dick sucked. You feel me? With
Oh,
no
D.
questions asked.
We gotta get him up out of here.
What?
D.
What's
I need
wrong
to
with
know the
that?
rules.
What I
Yeah,
mean, what's
somebody
wrong with
tell
that?
me the
Like,
rules.
no questions asked. Like, I've been paying the bills, busting my ass and stuff. You feel me? Like, come on now. I mean, it's not. It can't be every day.
Okay. So whatever you deem this woman, whatever you deem you should deserve in the relationship, you're basically putting all the work in so that you can be a recipient, like you are deserving of all these things you're asking for. D, is that what you're saying? Because a lot of times men are coming up
If I'm protecting the house and I'm holding it down, you know what I'm saying?
bare
Paying the
minimum though. What if you
bills,
bare
being
minimum?
a leader, you know what I'm saying?
What
And
is
Bills
bare
are paid.
minimum?
Bare minimum is bills is
helping
late.
raise the
So for 32 days you're stressed out until the bill is paid. Bare minimum is you not filling up the refrigerator, but you making it for this week, and you gonna see if y'all need a little bit more next week. Bare minimum is that you're not taking the stress away from your woman who needs to support you.
You gotta love it. Bare minimum is living in an air conditioned home with refrigerated food.
Yeah, the bill's late, but you ain't sleeping outside.
The bills are paid, got electricity, got heat on. In this economy, in this world that is designed to make us homeless, and he's still holding it down by himself. And she's like, bare minimum.
I mean, you guys asked me for examples, so I am speaking from what I hear women, describe bare minimum.
Sounds like a good shit. I'll take that deal.
So I'm saying, so you expect these women to do all of that, and I think that's a lot at times. Women are out here bearing children, and some men don't even, have an emotional bone. You can't. Sometimes it's hard for women to even have a conversation with a man, just because they are so quote unquote logical and unemotional. So when women speak, it's like they can't be heard. Like, how can a woman be what you guys are asking for when they can't find rest in you?
Let me put this scenario point this scenario out to you, Ross.
Okay.
Let's say, for instance, you're married. Well, of course you're married, but just this is a different scenario. You're married to a man who works in construction, works outside for 12 hours a day, busting down bricks, moving bricks. He comes home, he just wants his peace. Now you've been working at an office in the AC all day, typing your little typing, clicking on the keyboard, not doing anything hard, and he comes home and he just wants you to cook him a meal, do whatever he needs to do. Hey, I'm gonna run me some bath water, please. And then when I get done with this shower, I need you to break me off. Is that too much to ask? We're very simple. I think it's y'all that ask a lot of a man. We're very simple. You on mute?
I don't think that's too much to ask. Running some bath water, you know. Yeah,
Meal,
yeah, you
cooked
know.
meal, nice meal ready. It's like ready as I'm getting out of the bath.
I mean, I feel that you guys feel that what women contribute to society is very mediocre and they're undeserving of the things that they require in life as far as like um care and comfort and
No,
emotion.
that's not even the case. But like your boy King Shinar was saying in the chat, women have always had it harder. Okay, tell me what life you living in, because that's not the case.
Not in America. I can only speak for personal experience. I've been American, and that is not how it works.
No, especially if you're a pretty girl, you
But
almost
yeah,
don't have to do shit. But
now there are the 10% of men that are getting like all of the sexual marketplace attention. I can't speak for them either, but the general average, below average woman is on easy mode compared to like an above average male who's kicking it. He's kicking ass at his career.
Yeah, I think that what men are asking for may be outrageous at times for a woman, just because men are always asking for a traditional woman. And I think that you shouldn't ask for a traditional woman or expect a traditional woman if you're not a traditional man. And what it boils down to once again is that you have all these expectations of this woman to be this and that, but you in turn don't have to be this traditional man. So you go and move how you please. And that's totally um, unfair. And I think just completely unbalanced. And when it comes to black women, they feel as if we're completely undeserving of it at all. And y'all men out here speak. Dennison, we ain't gonna put you up in here, so you good on this one. Ain't out here trying to make wives to these women now. Every woman is completely tainted if you see her with a child, and you guys have bodies, and like I say, men are out here who have black men are out here having children with other women, and they're still sleeping with other women, having sex with them, and no one's speaking on that. But you're constantly speaking on a woman who might have one or two children.
but
And
it speaks to y'all too, because at the end of the day,
Yeah,
y'all
no
control whether a
accountability.
man gonna have sex with y'all or not. And
Exactly.
most of y'all,
Yeah,
when y'all talk about all these men going out here, going from woman to woman, y'all doing the same thing. Y'all having babies by the same niggas.
I'm sorry. Can you elaborate on that? Having babies by the same. I hate when. What do you mean? Hey,
Okay, so look, did you ever see that Elia Van Sant show where they had like 12 men on there, and between the 12 men they had like 80 fucking children?
uh huh.
This is women basically dealing with the same dudes and
Man, I love white women.
getting
sharing
pregnant
the
by these
same
women.
men, literally,
Yeah.
and the average dude is not in that package. It's just how it's shaking out. That's just the math. I'm not making any implications about who's at fault or any shit like that because I'm not smart enough for that. It's just the math seems to be shaking out that way.
See,
Hey,
you don't
Dennis
see how
said,
y'all talking about women. Is the black woman unloved because just men don't love anymore? Like
no,
they're
most black men want to be with a black woman. That's just what it is. We're not
Until a
out here.
certain age, though, right? Because once you get experienced, then it kind of I like it. It makes you jaded.
Well, I think Dennison, I think what it is if you dealt with only black women and all of them ain't been worth a damn. And then let's say you go and you deal with a white woman or a Hispanic woman or Asian woman, whatever the case may be, and you get this feminine. Like for me,
a woman being clingy was something different. Like it kind of freaked me out. Like I wasn't used to that. Like I'm like, get up off me. But then that's when I realized that she fucks with you. But like if you, like I said, if you just dealing with a woman that hard, always arguing with you, and then you get a woman that ain't like that, it totally changes your perspective. And you be like, well, shit, I'm gonna start dealing with them from now on.
That's true, but here's the irony. I'm the only white guy on the panel, and my black friend Lily tells me, because I just complain about white women to her all day, and she tells me that I need to find myself a good black girl.
Go and get you some. Go and
She
get
said
you
it's going to
some.
be the first time you'll actually be treated right.
Did she tell you that?
Yeah.
What? See, that's what I'm saying. What y'all think of that DS and Speak? Well, D's gone. But Speak, don't you think a black woman could treat him right?
I mean, well, it comes back to us saying that they'll be submissive for a white man. Ooh, girl, I got me a white man. I ain't gonna say no names, but we got a person
Oh,
on
yeah.
CT show just talk about they white man
Hey,
like he's sent from heaven.
Well,
hey, is it bad that we all go where we're valued? Is that even bad?
no, I don't think that it's bad when you go where you're valued, and I don't have a problem with interracial dating. I have a problem when a person completely takes on someone else's race and culture as if it's their own. I may
Mm.
have a problem with that.
Like,
No,
yeah,
because
that
at the
shit's
end of
kind
the
of crazy.
day, no, at the end of the day, if I date a white woman, I'm still black. When I get pulled over, I'm still black. I mean, that doesn't just because I'm dating a white woman don't change shit. Or dating a Hispanic woman, I'm still black at the end of the day.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just happen to be dealing with
But you can't
someone,
be,
and I think as far as men go, like we have the ability to deal with different women from different races. It just is what it
Yeah.
is.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's how we're designed.
I'm not a person who dibbles and dabbles in the vanilla ice cream like that. And no disrespect, I think that they're
None
gorgeous.
taken.
Like I think that they're gorgeous white men out here, but I just prefer to date a black man, and I feel like some type of just strong bond and love when I look at my black man every day and see black kids and all the things that we do. And I think that people of other races may feel the same when they see their partner or anything like that. Um, I am completely high right now, and I forgot where I was going with this. So go
yeah, I'll take over from here. So look,
ahead.
check this out. Look, check this out, man. See, um, wait a minute, hold on. Like, it's like this, man. See, you can't be out here as a black man talking about you pro-black if you have a white woman, you have mixed kids. Because here's what's gonna happen: your kids are gonna be probably making kids with white women, and then guess what? Your whole bloodline is white, all because of you wanting to do that with the white woman. You feel me? So you can't say that you're pro-black if you got um, if you have a white woman as a spouse. I just look at it like that. There's no way. There's no way.
Mm.
Come on,
Mavis
man.
says so. I can eat the same meals if I have a black girlfriend. It would suck if I had to eat bologna and she had to eat chicken only. Wow. I remember y'all where I was going. It was when we were talking about taking on people culture. Then we were talking about black women. When you see a black woman dating a white man, what are your thoughts on that in this whole divestiture community? In my opinion, I think that there is
Man,
love
I look
in.
at it like this.
Yo, okay, well go ahead then, D. You go ahead. You look at it like what,
Nah,
sir?
all right. So I look at it like this. See, the white man. See, it's different because like I really think that these niggas really be loving these white women, but I don't think the white man really loves black women like that. Like they just look at black women just as a toy. You know what I'm saying? Like you see so much disrespect from the white man when they're dealing with black women. I mean, that's just real. It doesn't get talked about though, but they be talking crazy, and they be going for it, cause they just been brainwashed to just bow down to the white man.
Yeah.
Like, like, for example, did y'all see anybody in here NBA fan?
No.
Me, sir.
All right, so did y'all Porzingis just won a
Did y'all see
championship?
the Celtics win? Because you know
Yeah,
that's my
yeah.
team.
Did you
Man,
see
fuck
what happened
Boston.
with? Yeah, fuck Boston. But look,
Yo, y'all both
Porzingis
get
won.
up out of here. Get them up out of here. It's gonna talk about F Boston. What's wrong with them? How long I've been talking about Boston? How long, y'all? Hey, Dennison, how are you doing this Friday night?
Pretty good.
The white man not even disrespecting me up here. And look at y'all.
Hey,
But
look,
look,
I
well, my
have
point was
no
this.
love
My
for the
point was
Boston
this.
teams.
My, look, my point is this: Porzingis is on that team, right? He won a championship, cool. But
Mhm.
there was a report that he was like he beat on a black woman and was calling her a nigger or something like that. And see, that's how when I see a white man with a black woman, I just be thinking that he's just using her just for her looks and her body. Like he don't really fuck her like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, and they don't. They just look at y'all as
Mm,
like just toys.
Yeah, a
mm.
fetish.
Dennison, what do you think about that?
I
Have you
I
ever
think
dated a black woman before?
no, and so
No.
that's why I think that's kind of that would be contrary to my experience because I find black women visually appealing, sexually attractive, but I still end up with white girls 100%. And so it seems to me that it wouldn't be a sexual thing if I ended up with a black girl. It would be a true love thing.
Mm, okay. Thank you for that. I totally agree with what Dee said. In some in some ways, I feel that sadly, I feel that black women, a lot of black women have a white man on their arm as a toy, and they will take whatever and go through whatever for that because it gives them some type of status or type of achievement in life. And I think that white man doesn't necessarily, I hate to say this, feel so much admiration for this black woman, but as long as she sticks with the program, then she can be around for as long as she can, and not all, but some. And you can, in my opinion, I have seen that in watching people, interracial relationships relate with one another, specifically black women and white men. Um,
That's
yeah.
kind of how I feel about relationships in general.
Mm,
At
okay.
this point, I didn't start off that way. I started off believing in the Disney movies and all the um, fantastical ideas about romance. But then I interacted with women.
Mm-hmm.
That's all it took. Now, a common retort to that is, those are the women that I chose, right? So it's still my fault. But
Mm-hmm.
I love the it seems like to be a commonly accepted narrative that whatever women whatever women are suffering from is a man's fault, and whatever a man is suffering from is a man's fault.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. Hmm. So, whatever the black woman is suffering from, is it her fault? Who saves her? Or who comforts the black woman? Because I've seen black women drug all across these spaces, cursed out myself, cursed out, and talked to so horribly. And like when I hear these things, because I can take a lot in NCT's chat and in other chats, there is some satire and a lot of semantics with things that are said. And, I'm cool with that. But then there is sometimes where people have a deep visceral or a deep belief and feeling of what they believe. And you can feel that a lot in the things that they say when they speak of black women. And I can't believe that people still think that about us. in today's society. How do you think that we as women can remedy that, or should us Black women be trying to remedy that? Because I personally don't. Okay, go ahead. I'll answer.
The way it can get remedied is first of all, if like you were talking about with single mothers and stuff, men gotta stop hitting these women raw if you're not trying to be a father, man. And stop dipping out on them. You know what I'm saying? A lot of that be going on, man. And that's why like our household is so messed up now. So it's got to be fathers in the household so they can teach their daughters and also their wives how to be women. All right, and well, what I'm saying, like how to conduct themselves and just be a leader. You feel me? Like, is all this making sense? And then it's gotta be that, and it's just gotta be more older women, uh, uh, pulling these younger women to the side and telling them like, hey, like you're messing up your life acting like this and talking like this and being like this. I like there should have been more of that when I was in school because y'all it was probably like this when y'all was in school. Why is it when we was in school we be in 7 o'clock in the morning and the black women are the one acting a damn fool? Little black girls just running wild, just being stupid. I know it was like that for y'all too, because I went to public school. So it's like, damn, like we just need some motherfuckers just to have some structure and stop simping. Niggas simping too much. That's why black women out here acting a damn fool, because you got too many guys saying like, oh yeah,
King
twerking.
Shenard.
Yeah, yeah, whoever the fuck that is, but you know what I'm saying? Like, it's like it's just gotta be more direction being given to people. I mean, given to black women. You know what I'm saying? Because whether y'all like it or not, all y'all need a man. And well, first of all y'all need to follow the Lord. Y'all need to follow Jesus and His teachings. You feel me? And then next, you follow your
Amen.
man. You follow your man. You know what I'm saying? A lot of y'all want to just be the quarterback all the time. You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all just need to chill. Like, that's all I'm saying. Just chill.
But could it be something with the leadership? Could it be something with the men? Could it be something with how the black
He
men
just said it was.
Yeah, it's the fathers. Like these niggas can't be
Thank
fathers
you.
because they ain't got no fathers.
He's
You know
with
what I'm
you.
saying?
He's blaming men too.
Mm-hmm. And do you think that every woman should be a wife?
Nah, I mean, I'm gonna be honest. Every woman ain't a wife. Some women are just Jezebels. That's just what it is. They were just Jezebels. I mean, they was in the Bible. You know what I'm saying? They in real life. It is what it is. Not every woman is gonna be a wife. However, the problem is the women that aren't Jezebels are co-signing and siding with the women that are Jezebels. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you're a good girl, you need to stay on that side. Quit going over here with the hoes because birds of the same feather flock together. You know what I'm saying?
That's not true.
Eventually, you're
You
gonna
know
be doing.
that's not.
Nah, that's bullshit, Rise Girl. You know that's bullshit. Smokers hang out with smokers. You know what I'm saying? Gamers hang out with gamers. You feel me? Doctors hang out with doctors. Hoes hang out with hoes, and so on and so forth. Like, you know that shit. So if you a young lady and you a good girl and you hanging out with a pack of wild bitches, you gonna be the
No,
next one up. You feel
no,
me?
baby, you need to walk up to a female, get to know this female, and find out how she's not like the people who she surrounds herself with. It could be
Yeah,
other
yeah,
reasons
yeah. Come
why
on.
they have something in common and why they're friends. That's
Yeah,
what.
but you are your friends though.
Ah, come on, y'all.
Nah. That is true, Rise Girl. You know that.
You are. Show me the people you spend your time with, and you're showing me yourself. That's just how humans are.
Yeah, most definitely.
Mm,
Yeah, everybody know that cliche saying, if you hang out with three broke motherfuckers, you're gonna be the fourth.
This is why I wouldn't use the word fault.
mm-hmm,
Like eh, you asked you basically the claim is well, you asked me, are black women being injured?
mm-hmm.
Uh, and I can't disagree with you because I mean I hear you talking
Yeah,
and I can see how black women are treated.
yeah.
Um,
It's really painful.
I would, so this is why I wouldn't call it their fault, right? Because that's not helpful, productive, and technically even accurate. Maybe that I it's above my pay grade, but the black man or any other man can't heal you. That's just not how that works in my experience. Now, I'm speaking from a male's perspective, so I could be projecting, but you can only heal yourself. And even when the injury is being done unto you, um, the any kind of healing is going to start with an acceptance and a forgiveness of your own shadow, so to speak. And I'm a I this the traditional relationship between men and women is no longer sustainable with this current level of technology we reach. It's just there's not you can't turn it back. So I'm all for women, uh, being treated equally. I think they need it, and I think you guys can kind of pull yourself up out of this one and then get the men in shape, maybe.
Well,
So
could it?
oh,
Oh,
go ahead.
let me just say this real quick, Roz, and now I got you. But could it be? Could it just be? And this is what I seen on one of Jay Prince's panels when he used to have those overnight panels.
Mm-hmm.
There was a black woman on there specifically who was vile and disgusting, telling every guy up there, "Fuck you, motherfucker, suck my dick," all this crazy shit. Does she deserve to be treated with respect? Hell no. I was like, get this foul mouthed creature out of here.
And
That's
I
how
didn't
I
see
felt
that,
when I
but
listened to her.
how many other black women were there?
There were several others, but she was just the most vile and disgusting. Like,
My point is that how many of the other women tried to correct her behavior?
none of them.
That's what I'm saying, Roz, with that right there. And I
Okay.
would say the same thing to how men are fucking up, right? But that'd be an entirely different
Yeah.
conversation.
See,
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying, Rise girl. Like these
Oh,
women, I ain't siding with them. I mean, they side with them and they laughing with them and they doing all this stuff, but they're not. Ain't nobody sitting these girls down, letting them know what's up, man.
They
The
they
way
think they
women
think it's
would talk to
Look,
classy.
each other.
I'm
Sorry.
I'm
well,
gonna keep
I
it
think
real. Like the music has definitely influenced all this too because like I thought about this one time. I was like, when this whole shit just started all of a sudden? Because this wasn't like this always. You feel me? But it's been like that since really the '90s. Everybody always talk about oh the '90s was the gold era and all that shit. Man, that's when the whole shit just went insane. You feel me? Like you had Adina Howard, that's where it started with the freak like me, basically telling women, "Oh, you can sleep around and stuff," and that's where, and then Lil Kim and Foxy Brown, then it just went downhill from there. So
oh,
the
God.
music definitely influences a lot of this stuff that's going on.
And
It's,
I do agree with you, and I do agree with that. Also, I
it's
going back
like
to
it's
that.
like
Hold on,
you
D.
got
I want to say something to Dennison. Dennison, in regards to what you were saying and about the injured part, I don't necessarily think that black women are injured. I think that they're just not protected. I think that black men feel that they're not protected. They feel that they're unworthy of protection. And that is the greatest failure right now going on in our community. I feel that because we can't even work together with one another because black men have such a disdain for black women.
Okay, but have you ever asked yourself this question? It's just a question, right?
Yeah, go ahead.
Are black women worth protecting?
Yes,
And what's your answer?
yes, they are worth
Why?
it.
And have
well,
you asked men the same question and then asked them why?
Well, that's
Or
what
is it,
we up here for tonight.
look. These the reason why black women are protected as they should be is because y'all just don't know when to just lay back. You feel me? Y'all too masculine.
you
Y'all
don't
way
like
too
the
masculine.
answer, it seems, because this is what I hear.
It
Yeah.
It's
doesn't.
the
I mean,
same.
the answer can be whatever the answer is, and I'm not here to like or dislike it. I want to know what is it. Why are we
I
not loved?
Most men, I don't see them putting women down that badly, saying the women are reprehensible or like valueless. Their gripe is like this. It's almost surfacial, right? It's not even that much of an ask. It's just don't be so damn disagreeable all the time, especially
Yeah,
when I
yeah.
come home.
And that's what y'all guys think of the black woman.
I think
Well,
that
I think of that about women.
The solution
they may
is
have
very
different,
easy.
you know.
Yeah, well, I mean that's all women. We specifically talking about y'all, Ross girl. Like, I mean, it just is what it is, you know. Like y'all just be mouthing off too much.
So there has to be a level of accountability, and I can definitely say that I am a woman who be moving the neck. I am loud at times. My husband often says, "Yo, I can't take all that," and then like he can shut me down. He definitely walks away. He definitely says that oftentimes men have
Do
to
you
say,
talk with your
I
hands when
like
you're
your
mad at
husband
him,
already.
Ross?
huh?
Do you talk with your hands when you're mad at him?
He's not going for that. So it's like going ahead Kim with the rah rah. And he's like, I can't talk to you like that, so please don't. Yeah, so I hear all of those things, and because he says those things, I can see myself as that. But throughout my life, I've never seen myself as this woman who's like da 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 whoop de whoop de whoop.
I'm curious now.
And my thing is that,
That's
but could
bullshit.
it? Shut up, D. But my thing is that could it be because I'm most vulnerable with him, and
Right.
I see him as he will protect that, and he can see me outside of right now in this moment where I'm going with this. But also on a cultural aspect, a lot of Black women have a lot of mannerisms where they speak with their hands, they move their necks, and all those things, and that's something that's cultural. So I don't understand why should be demonized from it. But when I am disrespectful with it, then yeah, correct me. Just like any other woman, Black or white, should be corrected if she's speaking to a man in that way. But the certain characteristics and attributes about us in that way shouldn't be deemed as
Well, I think it all boils down to whether you respect that man or not. Because if you respect that man, when you start doing that tripping that he don't like and he tells you about it,
oh
you're
yeah.
gonna be like, all right, let me catch myself because I'm getting out of pocket here. And
this
but
is
if
what
you
I
don't
was.
respect him, then you're not gonna act right.
That's what I was curious about. Well, what made this man the first?
No, it didn't. It didn't necessarily make him the first. Like I've always been respectful to men, But if somebody comes at me crazy, then unfortunately I have to bring
Yeah,
it
but
out because I'm a woman who, at one point, was unprotected, and there were people who jumped up for me or defended me in such a way. So because I have to protect myself out in this world at one time, the same world that y'all live in, but I'm an unprotected woman in there, I have to come with that same type of umphness. It doesn't mean that I'm masculine, but out in the world, I have to protect myself if no one is protecting me. And most times, Black women are not protected in that way. But y'all don't see that as a woman who is yearning and needs protection and needs something. You see that
I
as
see it.
undeserving of it. Thank you, Dennis.
I see it for real. Like, I don't blame you guys for the situation we're all in. This is we're both suffering. Men and women are suffering from this. But there's something about this guy, though. This is what I'm curious. When he tells you how it is, you check yourself rather than go into excuse me.
Well, I love him, and I commit myself to him. So,
But why? What? Something's that made it different from past relationships. No.
Dennis,
I've been that
he
way in
respects
life
him.
with any man. Like maybe I was too submissive to men when I shouldn't have been. But yeah, this person is reciprocated in regards to the respect I give him. He gives me, and I try to go over and beyond, and I respect my role in his life and all of that stuff. That's just what you're supposed to do as a woman. I'm not trying to combat him. I'm not trying to fight him. I want to be safe and protected with him. Every woman wants to feel that. Unfortunately, some women don't get that. And
maybe you're not the problem then.
What you say? Maybe I'm not the problem.
Yeah, maybe you're not the problem.
But it's not that I'm not the problem. I'm still a Black woman in this world who gets stigmatized because I'm a Black woman. So, if I have to say something, if I have a attitude, if I have the certain type of semantics, I can't. So I'm not supposed to carry myself in such a light because it has the angry Black woman attached to it, and you see that all the time. That's what I'm seeing here tonight, and that's unfortunate.
Well, let me say this, because with the situation with Mimi the other night, when everybody was attacking her and they're like, "Oh, she's saying she's like an angry Black woman." Well, what do you expect when you got 5 dudes up here attacking her. It's like if the little chihuahua gets backed into the corner, she's gonna nip back. So what do you expect? Well, I mean, what do you expect? That's not me saying that she was being masculine or feminine. She's being attacked by 5 dudes on the panel, and nobody's backing her up.
Attacked.
Yeah, she was being attacked.
Yes, she was. She was definitely
I might not have been there. But
That's
this
the
is
night.
this is a YouTube panel we're talking about, right? Like where people
she
say words at each other over the internet.
Oh,
yeah, but she was supposed to be the host.
Thank
And
you,
now
Steve, for standing
CT
up.
has had other people on his panel that were quote unquote the host. And if somebody just said one word to this person, they got kicked up out of there. But these people were allowed to over and over attack her. And there was that's why I was in there like, hey, CT, stop this shit. Everybody's attacking her. Then when Roz jumped in there and tried to defend her, somebody wanted to kick her off. I was like, no, fuck that. And I matched some money to keep her on the show. And I'm just like, look, if somebody's getting backed down into a corner, you know, they're gonna bite back. That's just how we react personally. Now, am I gonna sit here and say Mimi is you know a good woman? I don't know. She has qualities that are unladylike, but I can call out the bullshit when I see it. And she was being assaulted on that show.
Yeah, she was. She definitely was. Thank you for speak because no one said anything besides myself, and I think you. And a lot of people just got into the moment of it, but I felt like a lot of folks just really felt that, and that was horrible. I'm gonna get back to you guys. I want to give the chat some love. King Shanard, hey, King Shanard says there's more to those words above. Trying to explain it to these simps would be tiring. A helping hand. I'm not hanging out with anyone not born in the 1900s. I feel you on that. A helping hand also says black women are protected because last time they weren't, Jonestown happened. Thank you, Lisa Jean, for joining. She says, same here, Bob. Hey, Bob, thank you for joining. Don't hide behind culture that's plain old disrespectful, Roz. Me? Hey, Blue Jay, thank you for coming. Blue Jay, I catch myself doing too much. Me too, Blue Jay. I be doing a lot sometimes. Why would a man protect a woman who is disagreeable? It's not my job to fix you nor deal with you upon initial meeting. But I'm talking about as you're with this woman, like, is there any ground for her to be with you and vulnerable in that way where you're not judging her like that? Sometimes thank you for that. Sometimes it's a reaction that we didn't think through, so we have to backtrack a little. We can't always control it, but we can make an effort to reduce our defensiveness. That's Blue Jay 99. You guys are really going hard in the chat. Larry Beach says, Raj, you are the exception. I think you are perfect in my eyes, and I love and respect you. I love and respect you too, Larry. Thank you so much. Mo Love, thank you for joining. Hey girl, how you doing? So I think we're having a wonderful discussion. I'm glad you guys are here. If you haven't hit the like, please do that. If you haven't shared the live, please do that. We have Dennison up here, Speak and DS, and we are talking about why is she who looks like me, the black woman, unloved. So the guys have some interesting things to say, and I'm all here for it.
Hey, real quick, Ross, I just want to say 2 things. I find it funny that the main simp in the chat is calling the guys on the panel simps.
Same.
And two, Bob and Lisa, get a room.
I was thinking the same thing with Bob and Lisa. What y'all talking about over here?
They laying right next to each other talking about, oh, I'm just bored checking in on the panel before we go to sleep.
Bob says, why would you protect a woman who is disagreeable? What do you guys think about that? So all women don't need to be protected. Is that what's being said? Because I think that, you know, in society, people should have some type of compassion for the woman.
Well, naturally, that's our nature towards a woman. Like if we see a woman being beat down in the street, we're gonna go help her out. That's just our nature to do that. But what he's saying is like a lot of women, especially black women, you know, come into new relationships with a lot of emotional trauma and baggage from these past relationships. and they don't know how to let that shit go. So
Hmm.
they bring that shit to the new relationship, and it don't work out.
And you look for a more and more like uh, dominant male figure to kind of grind your baggage against
You
until
mean
you
like I
find one.
who can handle me? Who can handle
Right,
this?
right. And then I'm not a real man if I can't, right? So challenge accepted.
Yeah.
But I'm not playing that game anymore. I'm with Bob now. Like this is I could, if I had to, I could lead 6 disagreeable women into the future and repopulate all of mankind if I had to, but I don't want to. Especially men created a society in which we gave you the right to vote, right? Gave it to you because you couldn't take it by force. And then you used it to make us second class citizens in the nation that we built. And now we've got to complain about how there's not enough food in the refrigerator. I mean,
Bare
this
minimum
is
is what I use the term bare minimum.
yeah. Equal. I'm for equality at the end of the day.
See, and that is the problem.
Step up, ladies.
That is the problem. Bob, I'm going to go back to that. Bob, thank you so much for joining the panel and happy Friday to you. How are you doing tonight?
I'm doing well, actually. I'm in bed here. Lisa and I are separated.
Oh, okay.
She's at she's at home, and I'm on the road. That's why we can't. Otherwise, we probably we'd be listening, but not texting back and forth. So
Okay.
so bite me, speak. But no, I was just gonna say that there's only so much time and so many resources that a person has, and you want to be diligent in how you deploy them. And if you find someone who's presenting themselves as disagreeable or a headache, uh, the honest thing is most men are just not going to spend time dealing with that. Now, a woman who is coming with a feminine nature, that's attractive to a man. Then you find out that there are things or trauma they have to deal with. You're more likely to deal with that. But to simply come and throw your baggage on the table and I have to deal with it because you're a black woman, that dog don't hunt. You have your own problems. You need to clean it up.
Woo-hoo. Thank you for that, Bob. So,
Amen.
do you guys have anything to say in regards to Bob's statement?
Okay, Bob's more articulate than I am. That's
Bob, so do you think the black woman is unloved?
Unloved.
Unloved,
That's
unprotected. I reference how you hear in these social media spaces how the black woman is described and thrown around. I spoke on Malcolm X the most, when he said the most unprotected human in our world is the black woman. Us. What do you think about that, Bob? And your why also.
the question you're presenting me. It's like asking me as someone who keeps jumping off a building and breaking their leg and they continue to do it, is that person unloved? The question would make no sense in my mind. Um, the black woman is doing things that are extremely self-destructive. Uh, to the extent that they're doing that, yeah, I guess they don't love themselves, and that I'm. It's not about love. It's about, do I feel like dealing with your shit? If women want to translate that into love, fine. But if you're going to continue to do things that are destructive, I'm gonna step out your way. And I don't think that you have a right to me as a black man, and I say that in quotes, simply because you're a black woman.
Okay, keep going, Bob.
We're born individuals, we die individuals, and we have to find people that are going to help bring out the best of us. But to simply lay claim on me because we share the same skin color is nonsense.
Wow. I thank you for that honesty, Bob. I feel that I have an allegiance to you because you are a black man, and I feel that I have the allegiance to D and speak because of that. And oftentimes, the black man does not feel that for the black woman. And this is exactly what I am saying. We see you guys as the king of our culture, the king of our race, like regardless of who you are. And maybe we don't always portray that well, and it could be because of our community and families and things of that nature, but that is the love that I'm speaking of that is not given to us from you guys. Like, you guys will sit and listen to people drag a black woman and not once stand up for her at all. Like, wow. Like,
But
wow.
I think if I may, if I may,
Yes, yes, you can.
all
Go ahead.
right, and this is a across all cultures, women are more likely to prefer same race dating or same cultural dating than men. Men really look at a woman's beauty, they really don't care what race is.
Exactly, Bob.
Not
I've been trying to say this. We don't give a shit.
a hot woman is a hot woman is a hot woman. So um, you're never gonna hear another brother say, "Man, she's hot, man, but she's Chinese." You know what are you doing with her? I mean, that's not gonna work. But what I think is, and I guess I hate to say it because I actually like you, Ross. Is I think black women in general are keenly aware that they're the lowest people on the the choice ladder, and I think black women in some ways innately know that the only men that will really deal with them are black men.
Easy, easy.
So you know, you're hoping to God that black men look at you and pick you. Otherwise, you're out. I think if white women or Asian women knew that they were the least chosen, then their devotion to their own men would skyrocket because they're the only men that they think will deal with them.
Oh,
Um, so yeah,
Bob, you want
it's
to know
tough for a
something
black woman
crazy?
because what's up, sweet girl?
You want to know something crazy? I've had my best experience as far as black women go with black women that were basically raised up around a lot of white girls. Like they grew up around a lot of white chicks. I've had my best experience with those black chicks
Sure.
because they know how to be feminine, and they don't really have that ratchet in them because of them being brought up around a lot of white women in general.
Speak. My second relationship, first relationship black woman, second relationship black woman. She was dark as night and spoke like a white girl. Um, grew up around white people. Extremely easy to deal with. We just grew apart. But she had options in ways that many black women did not. And yeah, I mean, uh, I hear you. I hear you from anecdotal experience. It's tough for black women. Look, I really do feel bad for you guys. I really do in a way. In a way I do. In a way I don't because I think you bring it on yourselves a lot. But to walk around knowing that you are not chosen by any man, I think would hurt most women.
see, I never knew that, Bob. Like I never walked around with that feeling that I wasn't chosen because I was black, like from a man, and that is really alarming to me.
But you're not ugly.
True enough, but I don't think that black women are not ugly. I mean, are ugly though. Like I hear y'all say that they're masculine looking. They look like men. Your words, Bob.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah, they do.
oh my
You
God.
Well,
don't think
Bob,
that's true about other races, Bob?
No, yeah, okay. Well, we're getting kind of racialicious. So I think that Asian men look like Asian women. Look like Asian women because Asian people look feminine. I think that black
Yeah.
men having darker skin makes you look masculine. So that pulls black women into looking more like black men.
Oh,
The
it's
more
like
feminine. Yeah, go ahead.
it like what's the word? Emphasizes certain features.
Correct. The darker you are, the more masculine you look. Uh, so that hurts black women. If you look
Damn.
Asian, you look more feminine. So Asian women look more feminine, but Asian men also look more feminine. So,
Well, Bob, it depends on what type of
as a
Asian you're
black
talking
man,
about.
Yeah, but generally speaking, that's
we
facts.
we we can cut it down, I hear you, but we benefit as black men because
Ooh,
masculinity is fine with our skin color and our testosterone content and all that. Unfortunately for black women, they also get tagged with looking like dudes.
that makes sense. And black men are
And
at the
I think
top, right?
Well,
and I think people Asian men look feminine. Well, yeah,
so D said
yeah, they
that
do.
black men are now being DS on the panel says that black men are being basically manipulated now by certain things that are being said to speak on black women the way that they do. D, what do you think about the things that Bob is saying right now? Are you still? He just left. Bob just left.
I think his phone was messing up. It sounded
Yeah,
like
his
his
phone
phone
dropped
was
out.
messing up.
Look. What do I think?
Yeah.
Look, when you look at somebody like Kevin Samuels, for example, he blew up around like 2020, and that's when like all like the red pill channels took off, and a lot of that shit took off because they was making fun of black women. You know what I'm saying? Like, or just downgrading black women. Like, think about it. All those channels, they have videos that blow up with degrading black women. Like, that's how Fresh and Fit is. They hate black women. You know what I'm saying? They get millions of views, you know what I'm saying? And then you got it's just plenty of channels like
Hello,
that.
hello.
And black men watch that stuff and they feel like that, all black women are like that. It's only a select few. It's just like I said before, my problem is just women like Rise Girl just be co-signing the bullshit sometimes just because they black and y'all both have vaginas. Like, come on, man. This shit
But
get on
she's
my nerves.
feminine. Like
Yeah, yeah,
you got everything's on point, Roz. Like and you say you didn't even feel like you weren't desired.
yeah. I don't feel like that, but I see. But I also have. I am one. I have 7 brothers. And I grew up with
Mic check.
uncles of that nature.
You hear
Hi,
me?
King. All right, yes, we can hear you. And I grew up with that. So I always felt protected a certain way in life. And when I see other women not receiving that, or when I see just men out here just waywardly letting women like be attacked, it kind of bothers me in a way. So I have something that I think a lot of other women didn't have, and that's because I had my uncles and my brothers, and I always wanted to act in a certain light and be a certain way for them as well. So I would never lure them to anything when I knew that my behavior was ratchet and out of control. King Shanard, thank you for joining the panel. How are you doing tonight? Okay, Bob, I'm about to bring you up so you can turn your camera off.
Peace, peace. I'm good. How's everything?
We're good.
Thank you, Ross.
What do you think about it, King Shanard? Do you think the black woman is unloved, and why? Why or
I
why not?
think
Sorry.
I don't think she's unloved.
Okay. So you see the black woman in a positive light. You see her promoted in a positive light, and all of those things. Can you speak more about it? Like, what do you have to
But I
say?
mean, unloved by who?
Okay, okay. So I'm speaking about the black woman in this world not being supported by our black man. Blob himself says that black women shouldn't feel like they have some type of onus to him, or hands on him because they're a black woman. I am saying that black men should protect the black woman, speak up for her, say things, things like that, try to lead this woman in that way. Like,
Okay. Just speaking on Bob. Yeah, I heard the BS that you were saying earlier, man.
oh, come
You
on,
said,
Shanar.
yeah, but that's crazy, man.
Like, why would you say that?
Bob in the bathtub.
You said darker
I'm in
skinned
the
women are
bed.
more. Hold on. You said darker skinned women are more masculine.
Yeah, he did say that.
That's not what he said.
Oh, what did he say then? Because I thought that's what he said.
He
Look at this
said
tap dancing out loud.
dark skin emphasizes masculine features. So if you took two women who were both as masculine looking and one had darker skin, it might make the darker skinned woman look more masculine, even though
To
she's
who?
not.
Oh,
To who?
At the
To
To
bottom of
human
the
who?
beings, to men.
So
biological.
everybody.
But I mean, there's no such thing as everybody. We're all individuals.
Y'all hear this?
Everything.
Y'all hear this dumb shit?
so King
They're
Shinar,
basing their own and they're basing themselves and trying to apply it to everybody.
do you feel as being a black man, do you feel an allegiance to a black woman?
Yeah,
Okay. So
it's
you
not
would,
even a question.
and you feel that it's not even a question to ask that because black men should have an allegiance to black women.
Yeah, and if they're not, if they don't, they're tap dancers.
Man, I miss you. I
I
miss
mean,
you
that's
on
all.
this teacher.
That's all it is. That's really what I'm being serious.
So, do
That's what
you
it is.
think that the black woman is the bottom of the barrel, like the last choice, the most undesired one?
Why are you asking me this question?
I'm
What
asking
question is that?
because this is a general consensus, I guess, from men.
I'm not answering that. I'm not answering that. There's no point of
Okay.
answering.
So, can you say what it is that you love about the black woman then?
Everything besides those fake weaves and stuff. Yeah, wearing European hair. Yeah, I don't like that.
Do you like the raptor claw nails?
Hell no.
What about the attitude and communication? Do you find yourself having an easy conversation with a black woman?
Yeah, I'm having one right now.
Oh, you are. That is right. You guys, you see
I'm
this.
having a conversation right now.
I don't think it's race based, and I think you're feminine. So this doesn't surprise. You're a good host too. I was
Thank you.
gonna
Yeah.
bring that up before I left.
Thank you. Okay, King Shinar. So you're basically definitely feeling the black woman and we appreciate you. Not that we don't appreciate you other than we definitely appreciate you, King Shinar.
Hey Ross, I will say this.
Mhm.
Even the other day when you got up there and you were defending Mimi, you know, you were passionate, but I didn't feel you coming off as masculine in that what you were displaying. I was like, it was, to me, it was still feminine. You were just passionate about it.
Yeah, I felt very embarrassed for the things that I had to say, but you know.
And Bob up there just co-signing that fuckery, all the people attacking the Mimi like that.
She was doing the attacking, brother.
No,
Every time I see Mimi, she's screaming over somebody.
Look,
so
Mimi,
if that's not how it went down the time you guys are talking about, fair enough. But then my bias, I would claim, came from the fact that like every time I see her, she's the aggressor.
We're not gonna sit here and say that Mimi wasn't getting her drink on.
Yeah, she was.
And she was a little tipsy, but at that moment, she was being attacked by everybody on the panel.
So personal bias, just a denizen thing. When a woman's intoxicated and raising her voice, oh man, it's like the most unattractive, manliest thing I can think of. It grosses me out. I took a girl out on a date because I thought she was hot, and when we had drinks, she started acting kind of, like tipsy and loud, and I never ever spoke to her again or saw her after that.
And then this is not even color. This is any woman, because I was dealing with a white chick at a certain point, and we go to the bars all the time, and like it's probably maybe 3.
I gotta get him up out of here.
What?
You got me in the back for it.
On me, speak. You gotta let me know that you've been dealing with the white woman at one point.
No, I'm just saying, because I was saying it's not even race related. I'm saying a woman being sloppy drunk is not sexy at all. And
yeah, because Mimi is aesthetically very pleasing. Like
Yeah,
if she had like a soft voice and didn't yell over
What?
people all the time.
I think Mimi is gorgeous. Like, yeah. But I
But
think
no,
that
what I
she has to be, she has to yell.
wow.
She's always in a defensive mode, not to cut you off, Speak.
No, I was just saying, but I was touching on what Dennison was saying. A woman being sloppy drunk is not sexy at all. And I was saying it didn't have to do anything with race because I've dealt with a white chick that would get super sloppy drunk and would make an ass out of herself every time. And after about the third time, I was like, I can't deal with you no more. This is too much.
Mhm.
Talking loud.
I'm trying to think of who y'all talking about.
I'm not talking about fairness either. Like I could, if someone told me I was being unfair, I would not disagree with it. But I think it's feminine to not get drunk. You know, like
Yes, exactly.
So
just
if
a
a black, hold on,
drink of just a
so a
little
black,
bit, like a nice, friendly, giggly buzz is as feminine as you can get. Past that, it's like,
hold on, hold
bruh.
on, hold on, hold on, hold on. So a black woman
Absolutely.
goes on the panel, right? And then everybody just attacks her for what?
Oh yeah, because she was black.
That's right.
Right? And was she hosting it or some shit?
She was hosting the show.
She was hosting it.
Yeah. I'm not really
Okay,
sure.
so she's hosting a show, and everybody just comes on the panel,
Yeah,
knowing that the main host is not there, and they just start attacking.
yeah. They said she was
And
ratchet.
you just expect her to sit there and just accept it.
Yeah, because the black woman is the most unprotected creature here on this earth.
Oh man, Raj, you doing some
Well, you got to
twisting
think
now.
about it. But think about it. Think about it.
I'm
You got
serious.
grown men. Hold on, wait, listen. You got grown men going on a panel to attack one woman. And it's like how many was it?
Yeah, it was because she was black, and it was white
The
men.
whole panel was full of some shit.
Yeah, it
That's
was
crazy.
like 4 or 5 white men.
And they don't even
Oh.
know that they cooked themselves for even doing that.
Yeah, and there was no allegiance to this black woman. No one stood up for her, King Shinar. No one,
And
regardless.
it's not like she didn't even do nothing. She didn't even do nothing to them first. They started with her first.
She was
Not
just,
in
And
my
as soon as she
case.
reacted,
she was
as
just
soon as she reacted, hold
in-
on, wait. As soon as she reacted, she's the angry black woman.
Yes, the angry black, and that is what they said. Look at you, you're being ratchet. And that was my question. If a woman has to defend herself, then how else
Does she?
supposed to come? She had to. How else was she supposed to come off? How do you do that?
So like more than 5 grown men hop on a panel to attack one woman because she's black.
It's the
It's
double.
dumb.
And then sit up there and say
hold on.
she's an angry.
Hold on.
Shut up,
Wait
bro.
a second.
Shut up, man, because you
Shut
were
up.
up there.
Because
You know
I
you
swear
were
to
up
God,
there.
I was on
You
that
were up
panel.
there.
So you don't know what you're talking about. I didn't jump on any panel to attack anyone. So you're talking out of your ass.
You jumped in. You jumped in.
In your perspective, because you don't know what you're talking about.
You just admitted it.
Were you there on the
I did not attack a woman on a panel.
You admitted it.
I was
You were
in
I
there.
never admitted to such a thing. You're
Did
crazy.
you stick up for her? Did you stick up for her?
Dennison
No,
was not
because she's
attacking
always
me.
wiling out
Exactly.
on people.
You a clown, bro.
Dennison
What
was
might
not
You don't
attacking
like the
me.
truth, bro. You don't like the truth.
I was there. Dennison was not
Crazy.
attacking me. He was one of the few. That
She didn't even start with y'all. Nothing. Y'all just went up there and just
Yeah,
attacked.
Dennison. I don't think Dennison was a part of that at all.
Nah, he was. I believe.
No,
I
he
think
was.
he
He
was.
was.
See what I mean about this guy? It doesn't matter what the truth
I
is.
can-
He's got a
I can
narrative.
tell that he is.
He wasn't. I
You
was
can tell.
I'm telling you, I was there. He wasn't the one going.
No, man, I'm just using that white trickology on you.
Yeah. Okay.
So who else was there? Who else was there?
Yeah,
I can't
Speak
remember,
was
but
there, and
Dennison.
Speak spoke up. Speak was spoke
I
up. He had
won't go on CT's panels because he's just gonna throw me in the back.
yeah.
Now who else? Who else? Bob, you were there?
Oh, I was there. Yeah.
Yeah, Bob definitely was there. Not rooting for
Who
me
else?
either.
Raj,
That's crazy.
Raj, you're defending the indefensible. Now you know Mimi is not someone you want out in front representing black women.
Well, I think that Mimi has a wonderful spirit. She is a part of this working class. She's a teacher. So she influences some people, kids in this world. And I think that Mimi is on her YouTube time and she's just enjoying socializing with you guys, and when she gets up there, she is taken completely wrong because of the expectation that's had on a black woman to be
Oh,
such this woman. Like, and if she acts out in any other way, then she's ratchet and ghetto. And I think that Mimi is wonderful. I think that she carries herself well. She's not up there just, well, sometimes she can show off of, little body parts sometimes, but I don't think she deserves to be attacked in such a way. You think so, Bob?
Roz, why don't you
Yeah,
have this
Roz,
problem?
real
You're a
quick,
black
Roz.
woman.
What did you say, Bob?
So why don't you have this problem? I mean, if it's just attacking black women, why aren't you having this problem?
Maybe I could be, what do people call it? Come on now, Bob. Bob, I don't have this because my allegiance is like, I don't know.
Don't see if you can spin it right. Why don't you have this problem? We're attacking black women. How come we're not attacking you? Spin it right
I
now.
have been attacked though. I was attacked on that panel that day. Someone called me a bitch. And when I first was on YouTube, someone told me that they would stick a fork up me and do whatever, like pinch fork me or something. And Chaotic at that time stood up for me, like, because what he said was very egregious. Yeah, I have had that also, and people would assume that when I raise my voice and when I'm in a chat, I can see people in the chat saying, "Oh, there she goes, she's acting like a ninja," and sometimes I have to defend myself in such a way. But I get it sometimes, Bob. I do.
I think a lot of times non-black people take black people being passionate about something as aggression.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll give you that, but why? What? I mean, there are people that make massive investments.
Yo, hold on. Let me address that real quick. Let me address that real quick. So I was able to ask all of these questions, right? And he thinks that I've watched or whatever stream. I just assume that it's a black woman, and there's tap dancers over there that actually hate black women. I refer to them as N-word, B-words. And so I was able to base that off of how y'all admitted to how y'all reacted.
Y'all? Who's y'all?
All of y'all.
No, I didn't call anybody an N or a B.
See, now
I've never even been disrespectful to her, even though she constantly talks over me.
Not you, Dennis.
All I had to hear was one black woman on the panel.
He's just trying to say it's me too. Is the thing.
No, Dennison, did you hear him? He said all y'all.
That just proves how much y'all hate yourselves.
You sound
besides you, Dennis.
Right now.
You're just here to coach these tap dancers on. You want these tap dancers to hate themselves and their women.
Yeah.
Because you know what will eventually happen? These tap dancers create these mixed children. And then a generation later, those children are going to look like Swedish people.
Yeah, but on a serious note, it is really painful to see it. It's really painful.
That's their way of getting rid of the black population. Sorry, Rod. That's the way that tap dancers and their allies are working together.
Mm-hmm.
That's what they eventually want to happen. And then as soon as country will be 90% white. You see how they preach how, like, if this was a black nation, they'll run and go somewhere else because they're just clowns. They don't believe in themselves. They hate themselves.
This man is sick.
I mean,
Hey, the truth hurts, bro.
No,
you gotta listen.
King Shinard, I'm very close to my father, but I refuse to date a man. Does that mean I hate men?
Ah, God.
I mean,
come on. Look, Matt, look. You hear from black women, if you date a white woman, then you hate your mom.
Yes.
And it's like,
yeah.
What
I didn't say anything like that. I'm just explaining the whole situation.
Anything like that? That's kind of like what you said. You said that they hate themselves.
I don't think that there's a conspiracy amongst black men to date white women to make the population white. That's not what's going through the average black man's mind.
No, he didn't imply it was intentional. He was just mocking. That's how it was going to end up.
What's the skin color of your wife or your girlfriend?
She's white. She's pale.
We all know she's white. Why you
Yeah, why'd
asking
you
Right.
me?
say it
So
like that, though, man? Why'd you say it like that?
I mean, you're the man. You're one example.
But
Yeah,
he
I
said
mean,
that he doesn't date black women.
Yeah, you said it.
Yeah.
but I don't. I do not date black women in general. No,
So
Do you
but
think it's but why don't you? Forget it. I ain't gonna.
why I make too much money? I don't have that much time, and I care about myself too much, and I like pink nipples, and I think white women are better looking.
oh my goodness. All of
You
that.
think white women are what? What was the last thing?
I think white women are better looking. I think they're more feminine in their attitude, and quite frankly, I make far too much money.
Yeah, that
Far too
is
much
what I'm
money.
saying. Like, what does that
I
mean?
make far too much
It
money to deal
means
with that crap.
And yo,
he's
it's not.
saying he's earned what he prefers.
It's even economical.
I
This is
make far too much money to deal with any woman that's going to give me crap. And let me tell you something. There are black women out there, of course, who don't give me crap. But
Yo, the
I am
tap
I
dancing
am
is even economical. They take
I
the
am
money and they
not. If
dump it
I'm
in the
gonna
white
mug somebody,
communities.
I'm not gonna mug a homeless person because they may have a hundred
You
dollar
hear
bill.
that?
I'm
You
gonna
hear that,
mug
Ross
somebody with
girl?
a suit.
They take the money and dump it in white communities.
Hey,
I take my money and dump it in someone who I think would appreciate me.
And then to make sure that they get rid of themselves, they're gonna make sure they got a kid with that white lady. And then the next generation, unrecognizable.
hey, King Shenard.
This
Uh,
is awful
Your
because there's
grandchildren,
well,
your
you got
great grandchildren won't even look at you and call you great papa.
can I
Like,
ask you a
who the fuck are
question?
you?
well, you got. I want to, I always want to, make sure that I'm hitting the likings of the panel, and we have a beautiful white woman up here right now. Thank you,
Thank
Blue
you.
Jay 99 for joining.
Peace, Blue Jay.
Um,
Hey, missionary.
Tonight's show is about the black woman, she who looks like me, the unloved black woman. What do you think about that? Do you think the black woman is unloved by her community and by this world?
No, I don't.
Okay.
I think it's a small group of people, mostly online,
Mm-hmm.
that it's kind of like they found their niche is just to kind of complain about black women, but they still love black women. So it's more like we don't focus or pay attention to things that we're indifferent toward. So if they didn't love black women, they wouldn't have so much emotion. So I don't think so, even those men. But I was just saying in the chat earlier, I actually think the I have never had heard of that. Um, like I'd heard of like black girls attitude or whatever, like, but it wasn't like a bad thing, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So, but then once I got on YouTube a couple of years ago, I started like hearing that some people were like more kind of rude about it and
The
like
angry black woman. Have you experienced
yeah,
that?
right. I had never heard of that before or thought that.
Okay.
So I think it's regional, maybe. That's what I was
Mm-hmm.
good because Lionel said he hasn't heard it his whole life, but I think he lives in Baltimore in the South where there's more black people. So maybe that had something to do with it. I
Mm-hmm.
don't know, but no, I don't think black women are unloved. I think black women are frustrated,
Mm-hmm.
and I think they have a right to be frustrated
And what do you
because
think the black woman is frustrated about?
I think it's mostly black men in their societal like view on like families and kind of like the nuclear family life, get married young, have babies, take care of like the household. I think that because the marriage rate of black couples is like what 25% in a black woman's lifetime she gets married, which if men are initiating marriage, which they are, I still believe that as well. Then it's not like it's black women's fault, but they'll try. I think what black men are kind of doing more, and not all just black men, like all races do to some degree. I just think they're like ahead of the curve, maybe, and I think more races are like following the black men's lead. But as far as saying marriage is a bad idea, it's not financially wise. Like these women aren't marriage worthy.
Mm-hmm.
So they're trying to put the blame onto the women.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But I think it's because of their behaviors why the women are even having babies outside of wedlock, because I think women have an innate desire to be a mother. So whether a man marry them or not, at some point, I think that that maternal instinct will override societal norms such as marriage,
Who
because
controls access to sex?
women. But what I'm saying is, I think they have like a subconscious understanding that they may get pregnant, and it's not something that they're so afraid of that they will take extreme measures to have a baby. That's what I'm saying. I think at some point the desire for a baby um, overrides the like concern about marriage out, or pregnancy without being married, that kind of thing. I think they are willing to take that L on being a single mother than they would just not having children.
Has it always been
And
that way?
I can agree with that. I think that had I because I wasn't married when I got pregnant with my daughter. I mean, we were like pretty much living together. We'd been close for like 9 months, probably like officially together like 6, but not that long. But he wanted to get married right away when he found out I was pregnant.
So, Blue,
And oh, go ahead.
I'm sorry. So you're saying that, and are you and your husband together still now?
No, so was my first husband. We met when we were 19. We had my daughter. I was 20, he was 21, and then he wanted to get married right away because his parents were still married after 40 or whatever. My parents have both been divorced twice, so I was like, you know what, babies don't make marriages work. So I'd rather wait and make sure that we want to get married because we would have anyway, versus just hurrying like shotgun wedding. So my daughter was 1.5 when we got married, and I at that point knew that this is the man I wanted to marry. And then we waited. So we got married when she was 1.5. So we didn't have another child till she was 6.5. She was like, so we went back and forth whether we'd have kids or not. But either way, we were married. But yeah, so I have no judgment on that. But I think if I hadn't been in the situation I had at such a young age, and I was pushing like mid-30s, I think I would have been willing to have a baby whether I was married or not. I don't think I would have let that chance pass by me.
But
Do you think it's sorry?
the thing is that you're not married now, correct?
Now,
So that means that you're a woman who's quote unquote like a single woman with kids, but you're
yeah.
not looked at how the black woman is looked at as a single woman with children. Have you heard those
So,
discussions before?
well, I have been married again. And so he married a woman with 3 kids. He did have one child, but he actually loved, like, because he had a daughter. And so at the time, my sons would have been like, my youngest was like kindergarten. So they were pretty young, 5, 7, around there. My daughter was kind of doing her own thing by then because she was like junior high, going on to high school. But my kids their dad has full custody, which means I have like Wednesdays and every other weekend. I mean, it's not set in stone, but that's what we did like a couple of years ago, because of the situation with their school and sports and like them being old and having cell phones. So even though I'm not like technically like, I mean, I am a single mom, but I guess I would be more how like most people think of like single dads. But yeah, I think that stigma would still follow me especially when they were
So I
younger.
think
Maybe not as
I
much now.
I think that plays into what I'm saying about how the men in the community are in relation to this woman should be strong for them. And because you were a single although you were a single woman, your ex-husband still stood in your life and y'all were able to come to agreement to provide for your children in the best way. Whereas we don't have the men in our community who necessarily want to even put a plan together to constantly provide for their kids. But the woman is still always the blame for that. And
Right. And I don't blame the women for that. I mean, like you said, I mean, right. So when we were separated, and I've told this story before, I don't know if you know this story, Ross, but we separated after we were together 11 years. We've been married like 8.5 or so.
yeah.
And I can't blame him because I kind of did start like engaging in a relationship at that point. I didn't know for sure we were going to divorce, but I figured that probably wouldn't. I guess I just wasn't. I was done enough to where I was willing to take the chance. So I can't say he cheated. He didn't. He ended up also hanging out with somebody, and she got pregnant. So that's when he filed for divorce, because that would kind of left us no choice then. It was kind of, oh, well, I guess we're getting divorced now. And we've been living apart for over a year by then. But anyway, the point is, when he filed for divorce, he included that he wanted full custody in his, whoever petitions as the files, kind of what they want. And then it's up to the other person to deny them that or argue. And then eventually meet in the middle somewhere. So we ended up doing 50-50. And my attorney had told me from the start, he's only doing that because he knows if he aims high, he'll at least get 50-50. So he was from the jump, if anything, wanting my kids more. But yeah, I have known people, of course, that have had not so active parents, mostly the father usually. But yeah, I don't see how the woman can be blamed for that. I mean, the man ultimately made a baby, and now there's a human out there that is not able to fend for themselves, and it's their responsibility, as it is all of our responsibility, to care for and responsibly raise children. So I think that's unfair. Now, whether or not there's more black men that do that or not, I don't know. I can't say. I don't believe the stat that I hear on Risky's panel a lot. I don't know if you watch his show a lot, but they're like some of the regular men that go up there. They'll say black men over 50% are childless and middle class or whatever. Now, I don't, and they'll say I think 60 or 70% of women have children, and 75% of those they say are single mothers. Well, so their explanation is that a small group of men are impregnating a big group of women. So that's why the fathers and mothers numbers doesn't equate to one another. I don't think so. I think it's that men aren't putting their name on the birth certificate, and that's the source of the data. So if the man's not around in the pregnancy, or that he's married, gets someone pregnant, that's my personal opinion of why there's that discrepancy. So it's still, in my opinion, falls equally on getting pregnant, but I think the single mom thing is more a man's fault. Because why are they single moms? Why don't they at least have 50-50? That made a night and day difference in my being able to date, go back to school, work a night job, part-time kind of thing. Without that time alone, I mean, not that I'm in such great circumstance now by any means. My life's just average. But I mean, it would have been a lot harder if I had had 3 kids 24/7,
So, Blue Jay, to reel this back in for a second, as a black woman, I've heard a lot of black men on panels and in the world say horrendous things about black women. Specifically tonight, I heard them say things like, "We're undeserving of the black man's money if he's wealthy." Or maybe not even as wealthy. I've heard that she is masculine looking and things of that nature. And there are black men that are speaking on this. As a white woman, have you ever felt any type of pain hearing a white man speak on your group of women by them in such a way?
I think that's a shame. Now, I could say that there are a lot of white men that talk disparagingly about women. I don't hear a lot of them saying white women, unless maybe they're comparing to like Asian women who are known for being submissive, but actually aren't, if you actually know Asians very well. But anyway, so I don't think so, but I don't think it's because, I think it's just not entering their head. Maybe those men just kind of like, because there are more white people in the country and maybe the places they live, that's just like automatically assumed they're probably going to date white women. But I actually feel like I feel like I get treated almost worse on panels I'll go where like majority of the men on there are white versus black. I think the black men are like nicer to me anyway, and that's just because I kind of catch some of those like smart asses. Huh?
You think black men are nicer to you?
On YouTube, I've felt that way because I've gone on some panels and chats with white dudes, and they're just like trying to sneak this or trying to be like, oh, it's a woman, she's stupid. That's kind of the more of that. But again, I mean, there's select groups of everybody. But yeah, I don't think that white men think any better of women. I just don't think they include saying white before they start like talking about women's problems.
Oh, okay. Does anyone have any comments on some of the things that Blue Jay is saying?
True.
They're scared now. Just kidding. Hey, Speed.
Oh, I wanted to ask. Do you think it's always been that way?
Yeah, I do. I think it's always been that way.
So
I think men have always felt like women are inferior, and I mean, I can honestly, I'm not the type of woman that's like women can do anything men can do. I don't believe that we can. So,
Blue Jay, let me ask you a question real quick.
Okay.
Do you think women are smarter than men?
No.
Hey, Blue Jay, let me ask you the question I was in the middle of asking.
No, shut up, bro. I'm not done.
No, I want to know if it's always been that women don't suffer consequences for having children out of wedlock. Like your point was that it's the male's fault because they're doing this to the women. Do you think it's always been that way?
Oh, I don't think it's the men's fault. Let me rephrase that. Maybe I did kind of maybe make it sound like that. What I mean is, it's both people's equal fault that they had a child outside of planning. And again, I did that too. I was 19. I can't say I was like any better than anyone else. But what I'm saying is the men that leave instead of like say a 50-50 arrangement, because I don't really necessarily feel like I feel like a single mom is someone that's like strapped to their kids 24/7. So maybe it's part of defining what society
is that happening more.
I would say yes. I think it is.
So men's behavior changed.
Right. That's why I come back to where men are not valuing marriage, especially.
And why do you think that is? Why do you think men's behavior changed?
I don't know, honestly. I could like speculate, I guess. I think part of it is that women can be self-sufficient, so there's not as much pressure on like having this burden of taking care of women anymore. So it's like, you're good. You got your degree. You don't need me. So it's.
Do you think that's affected the way women behave? The fact that they don't need a man anymore?
Stop answering this
question. Definitely some. I think most women still would prefer to have like traditional relationships. I think women do it out of necessity, but also kind of as a defense mechanism. Because
you trying to interview her or something?
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out what she thinks and what she believes.
Like I had like lip gloss all over my teeth.
I'm interested in it.
I don't mean to say that women being pregnant is men's fault. No, I don't mean that.
If I were to tell you I believe women are smarter than men, what do you think about that?
I believe from what I understand is like on the bell curve, women are smarter in like the mid range, but when you get to the extremes, like geniuses, almost all the very top
is women.
Are men on an average IQ.
I still think women outpace all of those types of different metrics, whether it's like an education or
they don't
any field, any field they want to get into, they will outpace us.
Do you have any examples?
Yeah, because we live in a gynocentric society, but when it comes to IQ tests, men and women are the same intelligence in the middle, and at the extremes, the lowest IQ and the highest IQ is men.
Is men, right?
I mean,
and there are women.
You telling me to shut up in the middle of what I'm saying isn't going to make me shut up.
Okay, you guys.
This is the most basic example of what I'm talking about.
Okay,
when we're born, right?
Hold on
real quick.
No,
go.
Thank you for joining Hafez. I see you in the chat. Thank you very much. Hafez says hi all, and he's also speaking to Bob. Mavis says a helping hand. I see you. Thanks. That makes sense. A helping hand also says divorce is costly in money and emotion. It is not better to put away a girlfriend than a wife, and vice versa. Red wine. Thank you for joining. Madison wanted to bridal the greed. Mark's chopped his head off. Terrible. And a helping hand says some people still believe you get one shot at marriage. Thank you guys for joining. If you haven't hit the like, please do. We have Dennis and King Shanard Speak and Blue Jay on the panel right now. The topic is the black woman being unloved, basically being pitted in this world as the angry black woman, the welfare queen, the lady who does not need to be protected. And I am asking the panel tonight what it is that they think of the black woman and why she isn't protected. Why do they feel that she's just a woman who bears children, or just a woman who at one point they said we were crackheads and all types of things. So on a broader scope, that is what I am trying to talk about tonight. So if you guys want to come back in on this, please go ahead and feel free.
Roz, I'm gonna go put on a different shirt. I'll be right back.
Okay, thank you, Blue Jay.
For that sweater. Okay.
So the reason why, can I, you know, saying like earlier, the reason why I believe that is because on average, females develop faster than males at the same rate. And you see this with anything, with plants, animals, and humans. On average, there's some that it's the opposite, and you see that in some different animal species. But as far as like with humans, that's just how it is. And they say that all human beings are born female.
Okay, so
until they develop in the womb, and yeah. But so that's why, and not even just that. If you look at, there's a lot of stuff that a lot of people don't know as far as like female inventors, rulers throughout history. You don't hear about none of that. You don't even hear about how some of the wars were started and how women actually provided the solution.
The
Not if
finish
it wasn't
line
just
is the
started
same.
by a woman, but if it was started by different nations, right? And so, yeah, there's a lot of history behind that.
The finish line is the same, though. So in the first half of puberty, women develop faster than men, and a lot of that has to do with the entire society is greased for women
Do
to
girls
excel.
speak before boys?
But that stops.
Do girls speak
That
before
stops.
boys?
Yeah, I already addressed that. Do you hear what I say,
Right.
or you just wait to interrupt me?
They
So
pick up things
I'll repeat
faster.
myself. I'll address it again. In early childhood development, women excel faster than men. That stops halfway through puberty, and at the end of puberty, they end up at the same finish line.
Bullshit.
Thank you for that, Dennis, and thank you for your response, King Shinar. We have American Man.
Keeps going up.
We have American
like a line
Man.
graph.
The panel, thank you so much for joining American Man. And how are you doing this Friday night?
Good evening, everyone. Roz, how are you?
I'm well. So we are talking about She Who Looks Like Me, the Black Woman, and Being Unloved, American Man. What do you think about that? I'm not sure if you were here when I referenced certain things about her, the welfare queen, the baby mama, the sexy red, like what people think of the black woman and why she isn't unprotected. What are your thoughts on that?
So I wasn't here for the beginning. I was on the phone with my sister, actually. My sister and I were on the phone for a few hours.
No,
I was trying. Well, you know, it's funny. I was actually kind of trying to like, you know, I was like, oh no, I want to go and talk with Rob's girl, but you know, I got to talk with my sister because, you know,
that's awesome.
You know what I'm saying? So you know how that goes, and you know, and yeah, you know what? Listen, right? The whole unprotected thing is weird to me because my sister's not unprotected. Because if I say something to my sister, it's probably in her best interest to listen, right? And I'm not trying to be an asshole, but Roz, if I tell you something, right, you know that I would never tell you it to lead you down to a bad place.
Mm-hmm.
And so I don't know if I don't know, like this entire unprotected thing gets kind of weird to me because I understand there are like weird guys that would leave you unprotected. But for me, because I believe in the patriarch, we don't really say things that leave women unprotected.
So
And so,
do you think that because you are a black man that you have an allegiance to a black woman? That you have to have an allegiance to a black woman?
do I have to have an
Or that
allegiance to a black woman?
yeah, that you should. Like I feel that I have an allegiance to a black man because he is a black man and I'm a black woman.
Uh, Jesus Christ! Come on, come on. Oh, why would you do this to me? Jesus Christ!
Go ahead, be as real as you would like.
Here's the thing, right? I don't feel like I have to have an allegiance to a black woman because the black woman of 2024 has no allegiance to the black man. She has actually made herself
There you go.
detriment to the black man in
Tap dancing.
2024. The woman of before, the black women of before, yes, right? Like they had allegiance to the black man. The black man should have allegiance to them. Of
Bro, speak how you
2024,
really feel, bro.
of
Speak how you
2024,
really feel.
nigga, shut your goddamn mouth, nigga. I'm speaking how I really feel. Shut up. Stop talking, nigga. Like you are not relevant.
What
Shut
is
up.
wrong with you, for real?
You're just gonna keep dancing around the words. Just speak, bro. Talk
He
too
is
slow,
speaking.
man.
Let him speak, King Shinar, please. Let him finish, please. Go ahead, American man.
Remember, I'm dancing around it, but I'm being completely honest. Like, yeah, in 2024, no, the black man should not have an allegiance to the black woman because the black woman has no allegiance to the black man. Like, no, she doesn't.
And in what ways does the black woman show that she has no allegiance? Because I see black women out here marching, Black Lives Matter. I see them at the forefront of
The
organizations.
marching,
I
Roz, did you really go with the marching?
city officials and leaders. I see them in roles where they're effectively trying to affect the black community.
Oh
what do you think about that?
Negatively.
Roz, you know what? You're laughing at me as you're like, yeah, I'm going to see this guy tap dance because he doesn't really want to say anything to harm me, right? Because Roz, I don't want to harm you. And so I'm just like, let me tap dance a little bit around this, right?
Yo, how do y'all tap dance and refer to black women? How do y'all tap dancers refer to black women?
Oh my God.
Trying to get to the meat of this. The black
answer the question, bro. How do y'all refer to black women? What do y'all say?
Like, Chenard, here's the thing, right? Like, I get it, right? You think that at the end of the day, like these
Why
black
you scared,
women,
bro? Why
or
you
even
scared?
Let him finish though, King Shinar. He's
King
responding.
Shinard, at the end of the day, I know you think these women are going to are going to be next to you. They're not, sir. They're going to be next to me because I have genuine patriarchy, which genuinely means I'm going to tell them to shut up and go be safe in a corner. That's it. You will never be able to live that, sir. So you have to shut up.
God.
Yes, you have to shut up, sir. Like it's fine, right? You will allow them to talk while you shut up and be safe in a corner. I will tell them to shut up and I will have them in a corner while I go out to war. There's a very difference between you and I. You will tell them to go to war while you shut up in a corner. There's a big difference between you and I, King Shinard.
Bro, you didn't even understand what I was saying.
And they
earlier.
notice it. And they notice it. No, they all notice it. Every last one of them knows.
What do you think makes a great man?
Okay,
Dude, King Shinard,
his woman.
King Shinard, I don't answer to you, sir.
Like since the dawn of time.
King Shinard, I don't.
That's what I mean when I say that they're more
I don't
intelligent.
answer to you. I don't
Simping
answer
ain't
to
easy.
you, sir. King
We
Shinard.
You guys are too slow, man.
we also have
Yes.
Lionel on the panel. Lionel, how are you doing tonight?
What's up, Roz?
Hi, what's up with you? You
Man, I'm over here working.
you hear the guys over here combating about this unloved black woman here on this panel.
Yeah, I hear them.
I want to know, Lana, what are your thoughts on the black woman? She that looks like me. Do you think she is unloved out here in this world, unprotected?
Personally, I think any guy who disagrees with that, they full of shit. It's part of me, and they're not living in reality because
Ooh.
that is the reality.
Can
Black
I
women
change my
are
answer?
the black women are the least protected, the most disrespected, the most unappreciated. Go to any major black city, you will see this. This isn't YouTube. This crap has been happening for the last 3 decades at least.
I feel it sometimes as a black woman. What do you
That's
guys?
what I said when I came on the panel, if you recall, right? That was what I said. But I want to change my answer
You
though,
guys need to
because you've been
change the
saying
way. Hold on,
this guy, he does it deliberately. You see what I'm saying?
yo, why are you
Uh
even up here,
I
bro?
want to change my answer though, Roz,
Yo,
because
Dennis, hold
you
on, just
keep
real quick.
saying
Dennis,
someone who looks
bro.
like me
Why are you even up
is
here?
unloved, and I don't think that's true. I changed my answer because I think women who are like you are loved and protected.
What did we
You're a
have to learn
beautiful,
from you,
feminine,
bro?
respectful woman, and yeah, all men of all colors love and want to protect you.
Thank you for that. Thank you.
Listen,
I appreciate that. So, what do you guys think about Lionel saying that? He says that any man who thinks that the black woman isn't protected, who is protected, is on a shit show, like tap dancing. American
no,
Man.
listen. I heard what he said. Listen. So we gotta first make a separation to what black means.
Oh, come on, King Shinar.
All right, there's black people and then there's tap dancers. All right, tap dancers think that there's two types of black people. Black people and N words. They think they're the black people, but they're the
Hold
tap
on. Can
dancers.
we hold on,
Because
hold on, hold
you
on.
know who
Hold
also
on,
you
hold on,
know
hold
who's
on.
also a tap
Hold on.
dancer? The
What
N
is a
words that they
tap
like to
dancer?
claim, right?
What is
They're
a
both
tap
tap
dancer?
dancers. They both hate each
No
other.
one we have
One
yet.
just puts in more action. The other
Sir,
one just sits on online
sir,
and or
sir,
gets into
you have been
office and
calling people
rolls
tap
back all
dancers.
kinds of shit.
You have been calling people tap dancers, but you have yet to define what is a tap dancer. I don't know what a tap dancer is. You're saying there's
I'll
these
explain
people
to
and
you
there's
really
a tap
quick.
dancer. What is a tap dancer?
Real quick, I got you. A
Okay,
tap
go ahead.
dancer is what you tap dancers refer to as
Oh my
black
God, what
people.
is a tap
And
dancer?
I'm answering your questions, which I refer to as black people and N words. Y'all think y'all the black people, but y'all really the tap dancers.
What are you talking
Y'all
about? What
consider
is
the
a tap
y'all
dancer?
consider the N words.
Oh my
Y'all consider
God.
the N words the tap dancers, which y'all both are.
Oh my
I'm just going
God.
off for y'all's definition because y'all both are ignorant. Y'all both hate each other. Y'all both one just puts in more work. The Democrat and Republican tap dancers, y'all are both tap dancers. Y'all are both two sides of the same coin. You guys are a ping pong ball, while the white conservatives and liberals
And
are
what do
playing
you
against each
consider
other
yourself? And what do you consider yourself?
until the ball bounces off the table
And what do
and
you
goes out of
consider
bounds.
yourself? King Shinar, what do you consider yourself?
And that's the problem with black people in this country.
King Shinar, what do you
We should have
consider
our own
yourself?
party and try to
King
work to get
Shinar,
the other
King
minorities
Shinar,
on
what
board.
do you consider yourself?
But that will never happen
King
because
Shinar,
the tap dancers.
King Shinar, you have to answer the question. Now we listen to your response. What do you consider yourself? You're pegging everyone, all of that. So, what do you consider yourself, sir?
I'm an independent thinker.
Mm.
All right, well, at least he respects you. I'll give him props for that.
He
And
says
He's
all
that.
these
talking over
clowns and
everyone
tap
else and
dancers,
calling them clowns and all
they're
that
just
shit, but at least
they're
he
just
responds
pawns
to
on the
you.
chessboard. That's
I
all
would
it
like
is.
to dip more into Lionel's response in regards to the black woman. He says the most disrespected and unprotected. Does anyone else feel those sentiments as Lionel puts them out there with so much passion?
I think that the black women are being treated that way in society, yes, but you do kind of internalize this in a way that I think it muddies the water, really, because I think if you listen to what they're saying, what black men are saying about black women, you don't fit the description. And I also can see that you are loved and respected in your community. So this is like, aren't they telling the truth? Isn't there no merit to
What
what
is
they're
the
saying?
description? What is the
Well,
description?
I'm one of many black women out here, but even as a black woman, yes, these men on the panel respect me. But
No, hold on, Roz, real quick. You heard what he said? He said fit a description. What's the description, Cloud?
there's still a certain way that
It's denizen.
What's the description?
King Shanard, 1 second. There's still a certain way that people may perceive me who don't know me because I'm black. Even at times where I speak, like I'm passionate about some things, and it might come off a certain kind of way. So though they respect me,
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, once it gets to the level of prejudice, you can't get away from that. The angry black woman stigma is real. You're correct, and you're going to catch some of that regardless, and it's unfair.
So is that's part of the description?
so we have.
No, it's being disagreeable, disrespectful, deliberately. Like there's a way a woman will defend herself, and there's a way a woman will articulate herself, and then there's a way guys yell at each other in the locker room. And these days, women say worse shit to us than men say to each other. So you could call that masculine, whatever the hell. I don't know. I'm not God. I didn't make man and woman. I'm just saying there's some obvious ways about the way women behave. There's some obvious ways about the way men behave. Men don't want to have to compete with their woman inside their own home. They want a nice, soft, squishy, sweet, effeminate woman that's going to, make them a sandwich and rub their feet.
Sounds like you're speaking from experience.
Yes, absolutely, 100%.
Thank you guys for that so much. We have a new person on the panel. We have D. Williams on the panel. Thank you much, D, for joining. We are talking about the black woman, and is she unloved today with the things that we often hear about the quote unquote black woman. I reference.
You doing, D?
How y'all doing?
Hello, D.
I'm at a restaurant, so please forgive me if it's loud, and I'm drinking wine. So
no,
just be aware.
Thank you for the vibe, D. See, look how D come up here. She all in the mix. Look at y'all. I don't appreciate y'all and everything, but So D, what do you think about tonight's topic in the black woman?
I definitely think that tonight's topic is very interesting. I hope y'all can hear me. I would like to say that I don't believe that the black woman is protected at all, right? Or I would say very little. I travel a lot. I own 2 tech firms. I own a consulting firm. I travel all over the United States and outside of the United States. I talk to women everywhere I go, and we are the least protected. We are the most disrespected. This panel conversation, I feel like, in a lot of ways, showed the level of disrespect that we receive, whether it's intentional or not. But I just want to share something with you all really quickly about just how easy it is for us to not be protected. I know a guy, he's a colleague of mine, that I've worked with a few times over the last year or so. And he told me he wanted to invite me to the Soho House. So he thought it would be great for my business. He wanted me to check out the membership. I asked him, "Are you asking me out on a date?" And he said, "Kind of, and not really. I just kind of like want to show you the Soho House. I think you'll enjoy it." I said, "Okay, cool." He said, "I'm going to come pick you up." I said, "Okay, cool. I appreciate that." But I was getting my hair cut and I wouldn't make it. And, like the logistics had changed things. And so I ended up letting him know that. And he said, "Well, just kind of bring your car to my house. We'll ride in my car together." I'm like, "Okay, cool." So I get to his house. I change my clothes, very respectful. When I get out the bathroom, he says, "Do you want a shot?" Now we're going to a wine tasting at the Soho House. And so I'm like, "Okay, cool." I never asked him. I never saw the shot being made, but he gave me the shot. I took the shot. I trusted him. I've been to his store. We have a very professional colleague type of relationship. Get in the car. I'm feeling kind of woozy already. Just one shot, not really, right? But I'm like, whatever. Then we go to the wine tasting, and of course, I'm tasting wine now. I'm double intoxicated, but I'm really intoxicated, and like in a way that I can barely keep my eyes open. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Now, the interesting part is like I can drink 4 of these and be good, right? Or I can drink 4 lemon drops and be good. So one shot and not even drink the whole thing is not enough to take me down. It's not enough to even shake my world or get me tipsy. So I'm already like in my mind, like, So we get something to eat because I'm thinking maybe I need to fill my stomach. And then I said, okay, I'm ready to go home. So we go back to his place. I get out the car. I go into his house. I change my clothes. I sit on the bed, on not on the bed, I apologize, on the sofa. And it was like kind of like an L-shaped sofa. So when I came out the bathroom, which was by the front door, I sat on the sofa to put my shoes on. He walks out the bedroom fully naked. I'm like, whoa, whoa. Now, mind you, I feel intoxicated. I'm like, whoa, 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 whoa. What's going on here? He's like, what's up? Like, da 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 da. And I'm like, sir, what are you doing? Like, that's not what I came here for. Like, I'm just changing my clothes, da 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 da. So he goes to the back of the sofa. I'm sitting there. I'm trying not to look at him because he's naked, right? And so I'm like looking ahead. And then I turn around to express my disdain, and he's jerking off now. He's literally sitting on the sofa jerking off. I am appalled. I get up. I say, I'm ready to go right now. He's like, listen. I said, I'm ready to go right now. I started screaming. I'm ready to go right now. He said, you can't get out without me. I just start banging on the floor. I'm ready to go. I mean, I was screaming for my fucking life. And then when he saw, I feel like the panic in me, he looked at me and said, are you fucking serious? Are you fucking serious? Like, almost like I was being a nuisance, or I was, I don't know, but it didn't feel good. And I said, yeah, I'm fucking serious. I'm ready to go now. Let me out of this house. And so he goes ahead and he walks me to the gate. He just stands at the gate. I jump in my car, like, y'all, like, so fast. I pull off. I immediately block him. I go home. I can't even keep my eyes open. I don't even know how I got home. I wake up the next morning and I'm literally like having a panic attack. Now, that's just a random story that I'm telling you about. Like, this is somebody who owns a store at one of the most prestigious malls in the country. And we're not protected and we're not respected. And yes, there are people out there that give the impression that we should not be, but that's a very small population that's being put on a bullhorn on social media and in the media, what have you, leading, I believe, men to believe, and especially our Black men to believe that this is the norm. Furthermore, I feel like there are young children out there, young girls out there that are watching this and believing that this is the blueprint to uh, what and who they should be. Instead of being on this panel talking about how we're disrespected and not, represented, whatever the case may be, the Black men on this panel, all men on this panel, should be looking at ways to figure out how to protect. If somebody is saying they don't feel loved or they don't feel protected, who are you or me to say that that's not true or that that's not real? No, you get up, stand up as a man. One of the guys on here was talking about he's a man and the other guy's not. No, a real man would say, you know what, you feel unprotected. How can we change that? That's what real men do. Real men go and address the situation as men. You understand? So I asked a few questions in the chat because I needed to understand a little bit better, like how y'all were thinking. Are we talking about these? One guy said the women of today, maybe the women of yesterday were good, but the women of today, that's so fucking broad. The women of today they go in all age ranges. So is this an age range thing or is this for all women? That's my first question. My second question is, what's your definition of protected? Right? Because protected can mean so many things. And in the way that I've heard the conversation go this evening, outside of one, maybe two gentlemen, Lionel, and it was another gentleman, it don't sound like nobody is respecting any Black woman on this panel, but I'm going to just put my hands up there. I'm going to actually leave the floor. I just wanted to throw that out there. I love y'all. I love what you're doing. What you're doing is absolutely phenomenal. And I appreciate everybody coming on the panel to even chime in. Thank you for the opportunity to speak.
Thank you, D. We appreciate you. Thanks so much. Oh, that's awesome, you guys. What did you guys think about her response in that? I thought it was fun.
I have one comment. I'll make it quick.
Mm-hmm.
So as far as she mentioned the socioeconomic status of that man, I think that has more to do with the control as far as like expecting a certain something from her, and also possibly even controlling her behavior through the whatever he may have put in her drink.
Mm-hmm.
Um, because I've experienced something similar with someone I was dating, and so it wasn't like a date rape type thing where you're like at a bar and someone tricks, like, kidnaps you. It's like a way of getting you to be quiet or something, or like more what would you call it, like not obedient but like submissive, I guess. Maybe just kind of like not as opinionated or not as assertive.
Or to
So
take advantage of you and make you unwilling and unable to defend yourself.
yeah, like to shut up pretty much, I think. Not, and I don't know how well he knew her, like, so I'm not saying that's what he was doing per se, but I think men that are a little bit more like powerful in terms of wealth or even decision making power within their group, I think that they have more of like an entitled attitude toward controlling people around them, and
Thank
they have the resources to get it and get away with it.
Thank you. I can see that. I think what Dee said was very heavy, and she unpacked a lot of things, even referencing a sexual assault. There are a lot of women, black women, who are being trafficked, being sexually assaulted, and things of that nature go under the radar because we aren't deemed should be protected or someone that people care about. Even Denison said in regards to.
Hey, Lionel,
You got a lot
kind of
My,
noisy.
my
So
bad.
where like, is that something that you just hear kind of because of like who you know, or is that something that's reported, or the trafficking thing? Because I've heard differently.
trafficking, kidnapping, a lot of black children for decades being kidnapped and missing, and no work has been done to try to recover, or work into those cases. And
I
Mainly
did a
black
little.
women.
I did
It's
some
mainly
research.
black girls.
but black
No,
girls,
I did research on that actually. It was during the the I forget her name right now, but the girl that said she got kidnapped by the white guy with the red hair, then the baby was on the highway. Remember
yeah,
that? I forget what was her name. Started with C, I think.
Carlisha or something.
Yeah, but anyway, so actually, more Black women are reported missing, and same with children. But the recovery rate of anyone that goes missing is 90%. So what it is there's actually just more Black women that go for like a few days and not tell anybody where they're at. So they'll get reported missing, but they come back. And it's usually they went away for the weekend, or maybe they stayed at a guy's house or something. But like, so they're reported more, yes, but they're not actually abducted more. Because I was kind of worried. I mean, I was like, what's going on with that? So I researched it, and everybody's about the same percentage wise. But most people luckily do come back that are reported missing. It's usually like runaways, like teenage years, kind of, that are like kind of living in the streets a little bit. Those are typically who gets kidnapped regardless of age. And they're not always necessarily like swooped up and thrown into a van. It's more like they slowly fall into it, and then they get hooked on drugs, and then they like kind of are getting controlled by people. So that's primarily what that is. But yeah, I didn't know if you're aware of that. So I just wanted
So
to.
you don't think that black girls are being preyed on and looked at walking to school being kidnapped? You don't think that young teenagers, young women, 25, 26, being kidnapped, taken away from homes and never to come back up, or some possibly being trafficked, are just being killed for?
Statistically, that's not the case. They're, like I said, they're reported missing more, but they come back and it's on their own accord. Usually they'll say, "Oh, well, no, I just was staying at so and so's house," or whatever it is. That they come back on their own unharmed for the most part. So they do, I guess, maybe have more people. Whether it's that more people check on them and like, why hasn't my daughter talked to me in 2 days, or whatever. But the average woman, period, that is reported missing comes back at a 90% rate. and most of the time they're unharmed, and it's like an explanation they just didn't tell anybody out about. So maybe there's less people watching over and telling when white women are, or maybe less white women are reporting kidnapping because they don't do that as much. I have no idea why. That's what the numbers are. That's about the same rate of people coming home safe. It's just that there's more Black women that are being reported. Does that make sense?
Does anyone have anything to say in regards to that?
Do you feel unprotected and unloved, Russ?
Me and my
Yeah.
personal life?
Yes, ma'am.
No, not so much in my personal life, no, but do I feel that a Black man out in this world probably doesn't have the same allegiance that I feel that I have to him, whether or not he's like personally in my life? Yeah, I feel that often. I feel disdain and hurt when I hear other Black men speak on Black women the way they do.
But not your man, and he's Black.
You already know, Dennison. Yes,
I didn't already know.
yeah.
I just wanted to say, I mean, obviously that wasn't the answer I was looking for, because now you, how are Black women unloved and unprotected? My sample size of one tells me otherwise. But
I'm just a person, but I'm as a community as a whole.
Why would you get that impression though if you yourself are fulfilled in this way?
Seriously? Have y'all not been looking at the Black community and what the hell be going on? There is no way y'all think these Black women are being treated with any ounce of respect or love. There is
talking about for Black men primarily, Lionel.
I don't live in the Black community, sir.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if it was like the side
dancers.
I can only ask for information because I don't live in the Black community. I'm trying to, I'm trying to hear what she has to say and
Dennison,
understand.
the same people that you hang around on that other shit, that's the type of tap dancers and self-hating Black men that
I know, but
that treat them with disrespect.
The reason why I get into the reason why I don't give you the benefit of the doubt there, King Shenard, is I'm going to be honest. It's bias. It's because most of my best friends are all Black.
Are you white or Black?
I'm white.
You white or Black?
Most of my best friends are all Black, and they're the Black people that you say hate themselves. And I know I've had decades long relationships with these people, so I know better. So I kind of have a personal bias against your particular philosophy. If that
all right,
makes
so
sense.
let me ask you this: do you think self-hating whites exist? Tap dancing whites?
I think there's a lot of white guilt.
So
white guilt is an epidemic.
So would you say that they're like the liberal whites, ones that hate themselves?
Yes, so-called, yes.
All right, so you have an issue with me calling out the tap dancers that you hang around.
I don't. I have an issue with you telling me my friends hate themselves.
They do.
Well, why should being like considerate or associating with another race when we live in a mixed melting pot? It's like we should unify on country, because if we get attacked from other countries for like warfare,
listen, if there's tap dancers around, this country would never be united ever.
Why does that make a person weak though if they like appreciate and like associate with other cultures?
Listen, you see what went down during the pandemic when Trump was giving out all that money and those PPP loans and stimulus checks? That's what made a whole shift tide from people that never voted before to the Republican Party. You got people making t-shirts saying N-words for Trump, tap dancing.
Biden.
You got people creating YouTube channels trying to recruit more Black people to hate themselves.
Let's let Dennison and Lionel speak when Lionel said what he said, and Dennison has some questions in regards to that. Lionel, you were speaking on you were giving examples of the Black woman not being protected and the disrespect that she experiences, but it seems like no one seems to. I think that it's going.
Let me ask you something, Rose.
I remember a time when Black women were more appreciated in society.
Do you think
it never bothered me? And I see an absence in that now. So that doesn't go away.
What is the major difference that you see now? If you remember a time when it was there and now you know that it isn't, what is it that you're experiencing that's not there anymore?
Just like, so to me, there's my family
Shut
wasn't
up, shut
are
up,
immigrants here.
shut
So
up,
so for me, my experience as an
shut up,
American is from an immigrant's perspective.
shut
So
up, bro.
most of my black friends, it's not going to happen, bro. You just have to wait your turn. Most of my black friends are more American than I am from my perspective. They've been here longer. Their family has much
What
more of a
country? What
legacy
country are you from?
and a culture. I'm from
What
like
country?
4 different countries in Europe. Um,
Name 'em.
so it's quintessentially American to be black, and it's quintessentially black to be American from my perspective. Um, I forgot where the fuck I was going with that though, because King Shenard here can't wait his turn. What was your question to me? And I'll probably remember.
I was asking you if you can remember a time when they were respected, and you're saying now you don't feel it as so much. I was saying, what is it that's so different now? Like, what is it?
Yeah, we we used to promote American culture, and
You're breaking
to
up for some reason, Dennis.
cracking.
Yeah,
Is it
Dennis, your
cracking?
shit is trash, bro. Shut up, man. All right, so Roz, I just want to ask you real quick. Do you think the disrespect towards black women has gotten worse, or has it gotten has it been stable all the time, or is it decreasing?
I definitely think that it's gotten worse. I think that the black man has gotten is more disrespectful now towards the woman, and the black man now is a
Yeah.
lot different than what we've had before.
Like
So,
how many? Hold on, how many years ago?
well, I'm 42, so I can't really speak on how many years. I just know that in
Would
my
you
life,
say before? Would you say before the pandemic they were treated better?
well, no, like, my, no,
Nope.
The '90s. That's the last time. Like
You
it's
going
been
all the way
getting
back
worse
to the?
since the '90s.
No, I'm talking recent. I'm talking recent. Like,
Yeah, I
you
think
think it's
recent.
gotten
You're just
worse
noticing it's been getting worse
over
and
like
worse.
the last 4 or 5 years?
I don't really know about that. I just think that the culture. I just think that.
Like when you go outside today or yesterday, right? Did it feel like, from your experience today, does it feel like black women are more disrespected today
Yeah, yes, of
in
course.
this
She answered
year?
that already.
All right, so you think it's gotten worse?
I said that. Yes, from like being a child and a teenager to now. Like, yeah, like definitely.
My answer was going to be that when we used to promote what so-called American values and American culture, it was a lot more inclusive of black women at a time that I can remember, and that there seems to be the opposite sentiment now. And I just wanted to say real quick to address D. You know, hope I haven't been disrespectful
I
towards
swear
you
this
on
dude
this
just cuts
panel.
people off when they know they're about to say something else.
Yeah, I got right
Keep
back
doing that
into what I
shit,
was
bro.
saying before you
And
cut
I'm
me
gonna keep
off.
doing that shit
That's
every
what
time you
happened.
keep
Yeah,
doing
like
it,
It's
man.
all
we,
right.
we can't show.
I wasn't even done
I
speaking to
will
Ross,
ignore
bro.
you though.
I
So
wasn't
then,
done speaking to her
since
though.
you said that you do
This
feel like
clown thinks
you're
we
not
care about
protected,
his opinion.
what is it that
What
men
opinion you
can
gotta
do
give
to
us?
change that? That was I thought that was a really good
Yeah,
point
I
that
think
she
that's a
made.
really good. Yeah.
You hang around tap dancers.
What would you say the answer to that
You
is?
hang around black people that hate themselves.
Well, I would ask some of the men on the panel, like, what do you guys think? Well, I could answer that question. What do I think that men could do? I think that men could stand up more. I think that men could be vocal. I think that men could not necessarily speak openly and on public stance that black women are degenerates. I think that if they spoke more positivity into the black woman and their culture, then people can also see us differently. I think that if black men could show themselves working with black women, if they have positive relationships, because there are plenty of black men who are married to black women and they're thriving and they're working relationships where they're raising children and putting kids in college and all of that. If we could see people speak more about those relationships and things that they have with their black woman and black man, we can take away possibly the stigma of everyone is a degenerate. A black woman is. That's some of the things I think.
So Ross, do you think that the black community is going more towards the Republican side?
Well, I don't really know about that, King Shinar. I'm not really into politics, so to speak. I'm
I
into
think it has a major impact on how. I mean, as you say that black women are still being disrespected. Because it depends on the type of black people you're talking about. I don't think all black people are the same. All right, I separate them. They separate themselves in a different way. I consider, you know,
Why I think that we as black people can separate ourselves and see a difference, but when we're looked at on a broader scope by other communities and other races, I don't necessarily think that they separate us.
I don't even believe in race, so that's not really what I'm getting at. I mean, as far as like, I just lost my train of thought. But
Sorry.
what I was trying to get at is that in the past couple of years, if it feels like it's gotten worse, it probably has something to do with all these tap dancers joining another side, where the rhetoric against black women this, black women that is much worse than it was even on the other side, because they're both tap dancers.
So what do we think? What are the repercussions of that? Like, what are the repercussions of this rhetoric? Like what could be like what? I guess what I'm trying to say is what could we expect from that? Like, if do you understand my question?
Yeah, more division, more self hate.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, because that's what they're really promoting. Um, just propaganda is dangerous.
Mm-hmm.
So, King Sonard, if that's true, how do you defeat your enemy? If your enemy aims to make you hate yourself and to blast you with rhetoric, how do you defeat that enemy?
Did I say anything about an enemy? What are you talking about?
Okay, so it's your friend who's making you hate yourself.
This clown doesn't even know what I'm talking about. I'm talking about tap dancers, right? I asked you before, do you think white tap dancers exist? You said yes. You consider them the liberal rights, the ones that have white guilt, as you call it, right?
So
And
how do
I
you
want to know what
classify
white
them?
guilt means, but I guess to you it means someone who feels sorry for them for something that they never did, right?
Right.
Or is conscious about it. You consider them also, or they acknowledge it. So I don't
No.
know what I don't
No,
know I
I
don't know what's
acknowledge
supposed
it.
to see that's y'all's beef. I don't know.
So, American Man, I never got your response on, your true in-depth response on what did you think about the black woman? Did you agree with the sentiments that Lionel was saying? I do not think that American Man is here. Lionel, are you here?
I'm here.
And how are you doing tonight?
I'm pretty good. I'm pretty good.
Lionel, I think that you are really hitting the topic tonight, and you're really going in there how I would like for the people to go in there. Lionel, I know that you said that you helped raise your sister and you watched your mom live in this world as black women. Have you seen negative stereotypes that were brought upon them just because of who they were in their skin?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Tell you right now, my mom was not protected.
Mm.
And it was by black men that was the ultimate perpetrators.
Hmm. Wow.
Tell
Wow.
you my
But Ross,
sister.
can I please
Tell you my
finish that up real quick?
Hold on, Shanar. Let him finish what he's saying, then you can respond.
my sister wasn't protected. Watch that happen. Watch my cousin not protected. I still have a whole horror story regarding her. I feel I felt traumatized hearing her horror story from black guys. I've met several black women growing up. They were not protected. A lot of them aren't even believed. And we highlight the negative so often that we forget about the people that's really victims that aren't being protected. And there's way too many black men who just instigate the situation.
Mm.
I'm not saying believe everybody, but these guys don't even have empathy. And then they're listening to all these guys online also, which is only amplifying what was already happening. Because some people like to believe, oh, it's the internet that's only spreading this rhetoric. I am dead effing serious when I'm telling you, Everything you were saying, Roz, has been happening the last 30 years before the internet got big.
Yeah.
This is all the rhetoric. Pick a major black city. That's what was happening. This is what was being said.
Mm-hmm.
But are
Like
you
it,
talking about children? That's, I think, totally different.
you can go from children
What
to
do you
teenagers
what
to
do you
women.
think,
Well, I'm talking about
Lana?
how your
What do you
mom
think?
wasn't protected, but she was a child, right? So that's
I'm
just a
talking
typo.
again, but I brought up my sister. I brought up cousins. I brought up several friends. I can bring up people from at least 20 different states, and they're all ages. Hell,
Oh,
deep right now, that woman is clearly not a child, and she just told y'all she was almost abused.
Yeah.
right.
So,
Well,
what
I was just
argument
trying
do
to
you have?
differentiate abusers versus men that don't respect women, because I think there's a way of like kind of dismissing or discarding women in a way like they're trash, they're hoes, they're dumb, they're ratchet, they're
Okay, then look at social
versus
media.
actually assaulting. So I was just trying to make the difference. I'm not saying that you didn't say that. I just wanted to clarify for myself.
Yeah, I'm just saying you can just easily look at social media, and no one's gonna sit there with a straight face and tell you there's way more positivity and uplifting of the black women than there is damaging their image.
Mm-hmm.
No one can
Why do you
sit there
think
with a
that?
straight face and
Why do you
say
think that is? Because of what they see online. That you're trying to say?
that. I mean, right now, obviously, the online thing is an issue because it's just amplifying a lot of the negative traits that we're seeing from some of these women.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it's a small minority though, but they are highlighting all the negative black women and just putting them on a pedestal and saying this is what all black women are like.
Yeah. Yeah. It's unfortunate. It
And
really.
it's like it is annoying to see people trying to differentiate it or pretend like this is only a minority or this isn't what's happening when globally y'all can see this.
Mm.
So
If you don't see it, you just aren't looking.
you said 30 years ago, right? So what do you think that coincides with? Like what event?
Hmm. I don't know. What's on your mind?
Man, I'm thinking when the lyrics and the music changed to be something
You're
disrespectful,
right.
referring to black women as B words
You're right.
and
Mm.
whole, and, you know, and
And using our men
but
too.
then you can also say when we started calling each other the N word, as you know, well, yeah, calling each other the N word or having black women refer to black men specifically
Mm-hmm.
as the N word and the B word, vice versa.
Yeah.
You know, and that's still common today. You still hear it in music, you still hear it in everyday speak, you still hear it on these panels.
Mm-hmm.
King Chenard, what do you think about the fact that the main it's not purchases, but like what would you call it? Consumers, I guess, of hip hop and rap actually white. Well, do you feel
Say it
like
again.
are you talking about just black men disrespecting black women or everyone? Because I was just saying your hip hop argument, and like I believe it's like 70% of hip hop that's like purchased or consumed is from white people.
Oh, white. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, but they
Right.
listen
So
to
if it was the hip hop, wouldn't that affect the white men doing that to black women or white women too, or do you think it's just because the artists are black? Or I'm just kidding.
I don't think
I'm
it
confused
doesn't have
about that.
the music is a part of it, but what does like the music just has to do with how it was already like because us calling each other N word that dates back years, way before a rap album came out.
Okay, so you're saying it already
Right?
exists in the art,
It was
emulated
just
the
turned
culture, but
into
now that
so-called
it's
art.
hard to change because it's hip hop so big that even if you want to change it, that's going to be a major detriment and like a roadblock in changing it.
But
Is that what you
why
mean?
do you why do you think no, say it again? Is that a question?
Yeah, it was a question. I was
Say
just
it again.
saying, so you're saying that already existed, but the problem is now that hip hop is so big that even if you wanted to change that, how it already was, and art is emulating culture in this regard, it would be difficult to do because of the prevalence of hip hop making it so like common and normal to speak that way. Is that what you mean? Not that hip hop
No,
caused, but that it's maybe continuing it a little bit more than it needs.
it's because of the tap dancers and the white allies. Who are the main ones that purchase these music or go to these concerts? It's white folks.
White kids,
Yeah,
white teenagers. I
they
think.
cheer them on. Look at them. You know, it's not a tap dancing stage. It's a, you know, they got the speakers, the microphone. It's just a different stage. They're still the same thing. Look at these tap dancers calling each other N word in this song. N word this, N word that. They call the women the B word. Let's rap. You know, and you have the ones that listen to it in the hood or in the little suburbs.
Yeah, because my kids have like black friends too. They're mostly just black and white. They don't have a lot of like other races, but they have their little group of friends that. And my son does speak badly about women. He doesn't speak about race so much, but he'll say bitches or she's, you know, and
You know
he's
those
only
white kids that are
15.
calling each other the N word?
Right.
This is the
No, they
craziest thing
don't
I've
do
ever seen.
that. They
No, I've seen it. They call
Oh
each
no, they
other.
do.
I've
I'm
seen
just saying that.
Hispanics do
But for
that.
my son, it's more about the girls. I'm always telling him, you got to respect these girls. Don't talk about them like that, or you know, they just kind of act like they don't say 304, but you know, they'll say, "Oh, she's like a baddie," or but you know, so they'll say nice things like she's a baddie or something, but then they'll also say like "fuck that hoe" or something, and I'm like, hey, don't talk like that. So I
Yeah, they're
think that
getting
the
it
music
through the
might
media.
influence him toward women. I mean, not black women, but like teenage girls. I think he does disrespect them more because of music. I actually can say that.
Yeah,
My other son
music
does.
has a part in it. It has a part in it, but also their environment, people that they hang around with.
Yeah, and if
Those
they
they
get
have a major
corrected,
influence.
I
Yeah, on
try to
how
correct, but he's still, I know they say, you know, if they'll say it in front of me in the car, like they definitely say it when I'm not around. Not both
like
my sons. I'm talking about his friends. I'll drive all their friends around all over the place, you know. They're little boys.
growing up, people used to think that saying the N word was all cool, calling each other this, that. And all the old folks will remind us, be like, why, don't ever say that word. Why are you calling, you know? And then you see today, the old folks of today are saying it.
Okay.
Like,
I didn't grow up around that, so I don't know what the pattern was. I've been curious, so I was wondering
and
if
these
it used
same
to be.
old folks are teaching the younger generations to still continue this tap dancing mindset.
He's
It
right.
will never go away.
Yeah, I was
Until
focusing more
someone
on
Yeah,
like the
stands
way
it's.
up.
women are treated, but yeah, I mean, now that we're talking about the music.
I just want to answer the question: what happened 30 years ago? Third wave feminism.
I was thinking that too.
And what was that phase including again?
Third wave. That's like kind of the you go girl media.
Like I don't need no man kind of deal.
Yeah.
Okay.
Rejection of femininity, rejection of
That new independent
sexual sex positivity, sexual freedom,
Sex in the City without.
That was the second I thought the hippies.
the the inclusion of homosexuality and all its cousinry into the
Okay.
feminist movement.
Like trans women and stuff like that.
That was also in the 90s, you know. So, you know, to me, it's not a coincidence that our society kind of peaked in the 90s,
See, I
and
have a
that
problem with that. I don't consider trans right, like trans activism, feminism. I think they're separate, but I think people try to lump them together. But anyway, that's a whole different
oh,
conversation.
for sure. But this is how the masses are brainwashed. You know, you got to think about the 80%.
Well, that's because they're all liberal progressives, so they believe a lot of the same things. But that doesn't mean that trans falls into feminism talking or principles. It's just that a lot of people that are very high, like extreme feminists, are also extreme on LGBTQ rights and trans rights and stuff.
Yeah, all I'm talking about is what a majority of people coming out of our institutions are going to think is okay or is
So you don't
acceptable
think that
behavior.
women going out into power positions or trying to excel or compete with men, as they say, you don't think that was a reaction to the men not having the familial values as much anymore? You think that caused the men, because if men are leaders, then they wouldn't allow women to cause anything.
Yeah, absolutely. It was Gloria Steinem and the CIA who told women to do this to themselves in the 60s and 70s. I think it was paid for by the corporations because they wanted to double the labor force and cut all our money in half. And
Get more.
that's exactly what happened. So the government gets more taxes, it gets a richer labor base. The woman is out of the home, so now the state raises the child. All the corporations cut all of our wages in half right off the bat, according to productivity. And not only that, but they just kept going. They just keep exploiting labor in this country. And instead of both men and women working together towards those who are enslaving them, they're fighting with each other, and that's deliberate too. That's the what I think what Roz sees portrayed in media and culture, and what King Shenard calls self-hating. I think that's where that comes from. It comes from the same people who are exploiting us and having us point at each other instead of to them.
Yo, do you know what black guilt is?
Dennis,
I don't, sir.
That's what
thank you for
a lot
that.
of tap dancers suffer from.
Thank you for that. So I am coming to an end, you guys. It is approaching the 4-hour mark for me, and you know that's way over the thing. I want to thank each and every one of you guys for joining me tonight as we talk about this really sensitive topic to me. Blue Jay, do you have any last words?
Yeah, I just love your show. So it's always like I'm always sad when it's ending, but I get it because now that I've kind of, I hope, is that okay that I mention here that I've kind of been doing
You're good.
I'm not trying to like, but it is different when you're like hosting and then when you're just joining someone's panel. It's like much more tiring, but you know, it's rewarding. But I get it. So 4 hours, long time. I might do one, and like if I don't know if you've been over there yet, but I'm kind of focusing on like the technological impact on like our interactions, social interactions, and stuff like and our privacy. Anyway, I might start a little one tonight if anybody wants to come. If that's okay that I say that, but just kind of like awake and stuff. Anyway, but no, I'm sorry I don't have more to say on like how Black women are treated because I haven't had a lot of firsthand. I'd rather admit that I don't know than make something up. But I do think that the trend that Black men are setting with such a low rate of seeking marriage is kind of forcing Black women to do what they have to do, and their responses are now being judged unfairly. So I do think that.
Thank you for that. We appreciate you, and I always appreciate you coming to the show and your input. So have a wonderful night, Blue Jay.
Oh, do you have a PayPal or anything? Because I was thinking about you the other day about Cash App. Or is that the only thing you use?
Yeah, it's like the only thing I have.
Okay. I'll go do like a withdrawal because I just don't tie it to my bank account. I try to not have too many of those little things tied to my bank account because like then I can't track as much. But if I withdraw money, I can deposit on my Cash App. But so anyway,
I business out here. You good, girl?
I got you. I'll make it a priority tomorrow.
No, thank you so much.
Okay, guys.
Have
Bye.
a good night.
Peace. Yo, someone wants to extend the show and said how much?
How much to extend the show? Isn't that something? I've never gotten that. I'm feeling flattered right now. The donation will have to be 50 and up, of course. So you know that is what it is.
I'll stick around for a little bit.
Yeah,
I just wanted to say, tap dancing. I forgot what I was about to say. Go ahead.
Dennis, do you have any last words for the show tonight?
Yeah, so I thought it was interesting because I'm sure Blue Jay, I don't will have to disavow this because I'm a lowly human being, but I felt like we think a lot alike, almost exactly, except I would have just said women where she said men, you know, and I think that the way men are acting is a response to feminism. Their masculinity was outlawed. It was ruled inappropriate in all of our schools and public places and institutions. We had laws set upon us that took away any reproductive authority that we had, and we're not even allowed to be men and to defend people in society because crooks and criminals have more rights than the good guys. So we inherited this feminized, gynocentric society, tried to make our way through it as second-class citizens, and now women are pissed off because we don't act the way we did before, way shit used to be. And that's just the male perspective.
Simp, bro. Simp.
Thank you so much for that.
What is wrong with you, clowns?
Thank you for having me on the panel, though, because that was dope AF. You are an excellent host, and I hope to come back. I hope you don't feel like I disrespected you.
Oh no, I had a great time with you. I really thank you for your presence. Like it was wonderful. So I hope you
And
come.
I like to. I liked hearing American Man too. I like his voice, and I know he must be a busy man because I don't see him on the panels that often. But I like when he talks. I like to hear him speak.
Oh
And King Shenard, my apologies. Next time we're on the panel together, I'm going to shut up more and let you speak more, sir. Respect to you.
Thank you so
Peace,
much,
peace.
Mr. Have a good night. American Man, are you here? I wonder if he fell asleep because I'm gonna talk about him. Got to get him up out of here.
He's in tap dancing dreamland or something.
Thank you so much, King Shamar, for joining me tonight on the panel. I love the things that you had to say, as well as I loved everyone's opinions. So, what are your lasting words, or what is it? Closing marks.
I think if a black woman doesn't feel protected, she should be around black men that protect black women.
Mm-hmm.
You know, y'all gotta be able to identify these tap dancers and know that they don't respect black women the way
Mm.
that you think that they should, because they suffer from a lot of self hate. And I think a lot of black women have to first love themselves.
Yeah, you're right. Mm.
Because if you're not gonna be able to receive that, you're not gonna be able to identify what that type of love from a black man to a black woman feels like. If you don't love yourself first, how are
Mm.
you gonna be able to identify it?
Yeah, you're right. So, so you think
And
that a lot of black
people
women
need.
don't love themselves?
I didn't say that. I'm talking about the ones that don't love themselves.
Mm-hmm. Well, you say a
No, a
lot of
lot of
people
black
don't
women
love
that do.
them. You say a lot of people don't love themselves. What makes you say that? Like, what behaviors do they display that makes you feel they don't love themselves?
Well, when it comes to black women, the whole hair thing, that's a
Mm,
major one.
mm.
I remember when I dated a chick, she had on that weave, right? And it looked extra Europeanish. Like it looked extra white girl hairish. Like I don't even think, no, she had one of those Dominican blowout shits.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I just remember going out in public feeling ashamed of myself. Like I'm with a chick that's the same complexion as me,
Mm-hmm.
and she got this hair that she's trying to imitate to be someone else,
Mm.
you know. And then she had this little Valley girl accent going on. It was one
Yeah.
of the first like non-hood chick I was messing with, and so I just couldn't. I kept thinking to myself, I don't even want to be in public with this chick.
Mm-hmm.
It's just gonna be us sitting in the whip, you know, just chilling.
So, as a black
But
man,
yeah, that's how I feel about that. It's
as
embarrassing.
as a black man, how do you try to show the black woman that you love them and that you support them? Women that are outside your family. Do you think that's important?
Yeah. Like how? What do you mean by like how do I show it?
Yeah, how do you try to show that? Like, how do you try to show that you're on the same team for them?
Listening.
Mm-hmm.
Listen more and speak less.
Mm,
You
that's a
know, don't stress them out. Treat them like a human being.
mm-hmm.
Because a lot of clowns don't treat women like human beings.
They don't.
And then you got the ones that keep asking themselves like, why can't I find a woman? Why can't I? Why me? Why me? It's because you don't view women as human beings.
Mm,
Some of
yeah.
them put them on pedestals. Some of them treat them as if they just objects.
Yeah, I hear a lot of men speak, and a lot of times it sounds very honorary when they're speaking on women. A lot of the men said tonight that they wanted peace from a woman, and I often say that people speak of peace in their relationships as if it's like instant popcorn, like you're supposed to come in like full of peace, like that's what you.
Right. While they'll probably be the ones that'll disrespect her and just to be
Yeah,
at peace with it.
yeah, because now you.
Those are the simps. They don't know nothing about women.
But it takes a lot to
Yeah.
work on relationships and manifest those things, manifest learning your partner and building certain patterns and routines with them. And that is the major difference, I think, now with the man and woman of today's culture and of the former culture, if that makes sense.
I hear you.
You just left me there, like you ain't say that.
No, I hear you. I hear you. Yeah. You know, but I think that if more black women wore the natural hair, and be proud of your skin color, be proud of your heritage, where your people came from. It all starts from really that.
So you're saying that the physical things that they do, the physical changes, the long hair, the nails, maybe all of that is showing you that they don't love themselves.
I ain't saying nothing about the nails. I don't like long nails, but I like
Mm-hmm.
when they're painted and all that. A little bit, not too long.
Oh, okay, got you. I'm glad we know you like.
Definitely pedicures. Definitely good pedicure.
Okay.
Dark skinned chick with some white toenails. Oh man.
So you don't think that black women can grow their hair to be long?
I didn't say that. Did you hear me say that?
No, I'm just asking. I mean, because oftentimes black men think that women aspire to be European when they put weave in their hair. Now, I don't necessarily think that all women are aspiring to be European or that even crosses their mind, but it could possibly be some unconscious type of thought or something sublime like for them. Who knows? But I've never.
Maybe they have the hair is damaged.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like
Okay, so why can't they wear African type of weave
well, my cousin. Well, that's another
or
thing.
extensions or something like that?
Well, that's another thing when you're thinking about the black woman. They sell a lot of Indian hair, a lot of,
Exactly, that's the problem.
and they sell it for thousands of dollars, hundreds of dollars. But when you go in there and you're trying to get kinky hair or our texture hair, what some would say is eye texture, that's like $2.99 or something, and you don't really see that. So that's why they don't get it. Like, where is it? Lionel, you're back on the panel. I thought I was shutting down, so go ahead.
Yo, hold on, they gotta extend the show. You gotta you don't even got your cash app up.
Oh, my cash app is Roscoe37, but I'm not
They
pressing.
don't even know where to send the money at. You gotta put it on the bottom.
That's how y'all know I come here to really just talk to y'all and spend time with y'all.
That's real though. That's real. Um, yeah, go. You saying something, Lionel?
Yeah,
Yeah. Honestly, I think more of these men need to listen to what these women are actually saying. Like he said, they don't even treat these women like people. These women are saying they don't feel safe, they don't feel protected. The guys aren't sitting here saying, "How can we protect you?" They're saying, "What's wrong with you?" basically, or
yeah.
"How do you not feel protected?" So
Mm-hmm,
they're just dismissing them automatically. Talk about the black men. You
mm-hmm,
know, these women are literally telling these black men, "You need to do better. You need to step up." And then the black men are complaining.
mm-hmm,
So it's like every time the women are saying something, it's being dismissed.
mm-hmm.
And then if you try to defend it, you're trying to defend these women and their claims, you get called the simp.
And a woman gets called emotional if she's trying to press the issue. Oh, you're emotional. Oh, you're this and that. And we're expected to be this way. We're expected to experience that type of loneliness and loss, I assume, on
The
some.
black women's emotions don't matter.
Exactly. That's the message that's being pushed, I feel, or that comes across.
Not enough of these black guys are saying, "Hey, we hear you. We'll try to do better. What
Mm.
can we do to make your life a little bit better? That way, in return, you can probably help make our life better." But at the same time, these women are the ones that are basically bringing these kids up.
Yeah, I think a lot of men now think that they're equal to women. Like I feel that they don't assert themselves over women in the best healthy ways where they should, and I think it's because they don't know their role in life as a man. But then also a lot of women don't know their roles either, and they can take their level of respect for a man, just disrespect for a man to a different level, also where it's just. And they're just never coming to an agreement. It's terrible.
It's a
Um,
whole disconnect right now.
yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And
So
it's
Lionel, who do you blame more, the black woman or the black man,
The
Mm.
black
as far
man.
as like for not making black women feel safe?
It's the black
Or
man.
I
It's
agree.
absolutely the black man.
I agree. Good question, King Shinar. I agree. I feel the same. I blame the black man.
so
And
I
for God,
always said it. I said it before. It's the tap dancers.
and
That's
there's
who.
way too many men that's not taken accountable for that.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I'm saying we got to
Obviously,
separate ourselves.
so yeah, we do. Don't get me wrong. We do see some guys that obviously they're doing their business, they're taking care of it, but the spotlight is on a lot of dudes who are complaining right now. And
Yeah.
then they're like, "Oh, we created a solution, but the solution is pretty much telling the woman, 'Shut up, make me a sandwich.'"
Yeah. Use a mop. It's terrible. It is really terrible. And then that's a type of abuse too, like to the expectation, like I said, that honorary type of attitude where they feel that you're expected to do this, or because I am a man or your man or your chosen man at this time, you will act and do any kind of way without asking any questions. I've even seen people preach that type of message. Like,
That
what?
shit is not even realistic. That's how you know that they're not even. They're just incels. That that's not even realistic.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, it has to be balanced
Yeah, it has to be. It should be.
in all aspects of the relationship.
Mm-hmm. You're right. I
I mean,
agree.
of course, there's some women out there that'll be fine with that. If they know that you're gonna give them all your money at the end of the, when that relationship is done, and then that's what big up on them. That's a good play.
Mm-hmm.
But there's no real love in that.
Women, have you tried making a sandwich? I can't say that I have. I put some milk though. And Mavis agreeing with him exactly. You guys are hilarious.
Soon, at least tap dancers are gonna start complaining. Um, well, she's taking advantage of me. She's taking advantage of me.
No,
She's doing everything I say.
get
She's taking
off.
advantage of me now. So they're gonna keep coming up with excuses.
Yeah. Oh well, I am getting off this time, you guys. I am now pushing it to the 4 hour mark. So I think I
You
can.
have a good night, Rosbeth.
I am. Thank you so much. Thank you, Lionel. Lionel, you're up here twice, it looks like. In the back. What happened? And that's you?
Yes, me.
Oh, okay. I was like, you was up here twice. Yeah, I think I'm getting off now. I'm going to thank everybody. And I'm going to be back tomorrow night, of course. Trying to do the weekend things.
Well, hope you have a good night, Ross.
I will. Thank you so much. It was wonderful tonight, Lionel. I love to hear you speak all the time, and thank you for your support always.
Not a problem. Have a good night.
You too. Bye. Hey, you guys. That was awesome. That was awesome. Sometimes I take these long hiatus, doing a whole lot of things. Life and because life be life and the people say. But anyway, I want to thank everybody who was on the panel tonight. And if I can remember everybody, kudos. And if I can't, please don't hold it against me. But I want to thank Denison. I want to thank American Man. I want to thank Lionel. I want to thank y'all know I smoke. I want to thank DS. I want to thank King Shadard. Who else was up there? And I want to thank D.S. Williams for joining tonight, our beautiful lady, while she was out eating her food with the music going, living up on a Friday night vibe. Yes, just did it for the show. I like that. Thank you. Oh, who else? Who else was on the panel, y'all? Who else? Am I forgetting anybody? Blue Jay was on the panel, and I think that was everybody. I think I was able to say everybody. And Mr. Speak on it, of course, was on the panel because I almost forgot. And Mr. Speak on it was awesome. He was also a reason why I did this because I don't see enough men speaking up or supporting women, and he definitely supported me the other day on the show because people would have kept on paying to take me down. They would have, but I appreciate that. Thank y'all so much for joining the show tonight. Perhaps people want to extend the show. I don't think so. I'm sitting here, y'all. Like y'all know, it is like. Y'all know it's like 2:58. Extend the show to like what time, y'all? Like, Mr. Speak on it say people want to extend the show. Look at me, I'm scratching my head over here. Like, let me see here. You know, we'll see. Why am I here talking? If we don't get no cash up by then when I'm done, then I'm gonna have to go, y'all. But you know, I'm gonna be here tomorrow night. Promise you, I will be here tomorrow night. I will be here. But yeah, it was a wonderful show, wonderful discussion, and I had a great time with you guys. Let's read some of the messages in the chat before I get out of here. Mavitt says, but I don't know why. Please remember to hit Ross Girls Cash App. Thank you, Mo. I've met thousands of veterans. I say Vietnam, they start picking it up. Gee, I wonder why. Feminism is why men don't protect women anymore. Good observation. That includes black women. How much to extend the show? Dennis and X, I know, just wanted you to hit home with all of this. Y'all are really talking tonight, and I really appreciated that. I once interviewed a black Marine who told me one of the best quotes I've ever heard. We left in nice, clean uniforms, but came back as Lord Jesus. Lord Jesus, a helping hand. Did you have to say that? Did you have to say that? Wow. Oh, you guys. We need 10 more. Oh, okay. Y'all working it out. So I'm going to let y'all work it out. I'm almost out of there. I am smoking on the last spliff right here of the show because you know I always roll 2 up, and it's like when I finish those 2, that's like my timer for when it's time for me to get off. But how about you guys know that I'm coming tomorrow, and we can all hang out again tomorrow night. What y'all guys? Where is okay? Because some of y'all in Texas, right? This is what an hour behind there. Some of y'all on the East Coast, so it's definitely about to be 3:00 here. Y'all know a new episode of Power came on tonight too. Got to watch Power. Yeah. But I'll definitely stay for you guys for like 30 more minutes. Could that work for y'all? Like 30 more minutes? If what y'all up here talking about over here is true. Now you know. You haven't seen Power, Blue Jay? Oh, come on. They're in the last season with Tyreek. Tyreek, you know. And they got little Donnie. I call him Donnie from like Donnie Wahlberg or whatnot. But, you know. He just reminds me of a Donnie Wahlberg. Yeah, okay. So you send 30 for 30 minutes, and I'm cool with that. Oh, Donnie was your crush. I like what's the brother name? What's the brother name? Forgot the brother name. Mark? Was it Mark Wahlberg? Donnie and Mark. Yeah, Mark. And then he was on on the CNC CNC something. So since we extended it, what you guys want to talk about this last 30? Look at speak on it. Look, y'all look at him. Because if y'all went in with him, y'all make sure y'all know now. He said keep y'all money. Love be chirping. Thank you, speak on it. I do, but for the people, I will be here. Oh Lord, oh Lord. But let me make sure. Let me just make sure because I don't want nobody to send nothing and then I hold out on them because I don't want to be like that. But I am going to be here back tomorrow night. What we going to talk about? I don't really know. I'm saying that if no one hit the cash, yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't want to take anybody's money if they hit the cash app, because then I'm definitely going to sit here regardless, and I'm okay with that. But if not, I will be back tomorrow. I might come I was on time tonight. I was 6 minutes late. I was on time. I had a little intro going on, a little music playing. Then I realized that I didn't have that shit set up right as usual. But y'all have been wonderful tonight. Y'all have been very supportive. I literally really liked the discussion, the fact that we were able to respect one another and listen to one another. And there are some very true moments. Bob was on here. Don't let me forget Bob. Thank you, Bob, so much. Thank you for your real sentiments. I really like what he had to say. It was very true and transparent. I loved it. Lisa Jean was in the chat earlier. Thank you, Lisa Jean, for coming. Thank all you guys for coming. EAE in here always doing, but he does helping Hound, Banked Up 700, of course, Difficult Dennison, Mavitt, you always be having these different names, and I never really know if you're because it's always a little portion of what the original name was. I don't know if you're the same person. DJ MFB, hey, thank you for joining. Glad you supported me tonight. Appreciated that. You guys were off the chain with these messages. Go ahead. Red Wine was up in here. Jai Logic was up in here. Larry Beach was up in here. Love you, love you, love you, love you, love you. So have a good night. I will see y'all tomorrow. Sleep wonderfully and peacefully. And yeah, have a good day. Bye, y'all.